This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Throw Gang, we are joined by the Baron of the Block Print, the Vermont Vibes Master. Get this man some Depends because he's covered in his own shit. The Textile Titan, his honor of the hand screen. His fans must have an Asian schoolgirl fetish, how they got on all this 18 East. The Emirati of Elizabeth Street. Call him Chris D'Elia because he got 18s in the closet. Must be a coke addict because his shit stay baggy. The head honcho of Handfield. When the Gureckis hit your thighs and they fit oversized, that's Ciongoli. Creative director of 18 East, Antonio Ciongoli. Antonio, how the hell are you?
Oh man, I'm great.
Kenny in the building.
Me. That was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, you feel
Covered
good?
in my own shit. True story. Oh
Yeah,
man, that's fantastic. Thank you very, very
He
much.
must have pissed himself the way he's covered in his own drip.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
What's good, bud?
Oh, chilling, man.
Thanks for
Glad to
driving
be here.
5 hours from fucking the middle of horse country, Jersey, or wherever you're from.
I mean, I am kind of close to horse country.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
this is
That's
stab in
what.
the
So
dark.
my wife grew up in Colts Neck. Like,
Okay.
all around horse farms. We do not live
Talk to
there.
this guy.
Literally
Yeah.
a town named after a horse's neck.
Where Bruce lives.
Oh,
I feel
the
like we might-
balls.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But no, I live down by
Glory days.
good one. You sing a lot on the podcast.
I love singing, bro.
Yeah.
He's got a beautiful voice.
This is just 2 hours of karaoke for me.
to go along with this Pulitzer. Antonio, Kenny, my boy.
Oh,
Great
man.
to see you, dude.
Good
The
to
first
see
thing
you.
we want to do, and you know this, a little fit check.
Uh,
The choice for you. When you walk us through everything that you wore today to the crib, do you want to start top down or bottom up?
Bottom up's the right answer. Right?
There it is.
Correct.
And just make sure you're speaking into the mic.
Yeah, you
like
might
Sorry.
as well-
Robocop.
yeah,
trying to
Suck
keep
Robocop.
it,
there
trying
it
to keep
is.
it kind of away because when I get animated, I get real loud.
You're
You get-
Italian.
Yeah, Lawrence
When you
and
do some
I
of this.
both gets like shut down in restaurants.
Yeah.
People
Oh.
us on the shoulder telling us to shut
Yeah?
the fuck up.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm used to that.
Yeah, so I wore Jacques Solivier shoes to the crib. They're a collaboration that we have coming.
Ooh, those
are for my
ones-
pair,
Yeah,
buddy.
they're good, right?
When are those
sick.
dropping?
Friday. So they'll be out by the time they're coming out next Friday. So they'll come out right before or right after.
Okay,
Right
so my
after this.
Hiking boots, loafers, sandals.
Not the sandal. The
Okay.
sandal, the designer of the collection came to New York the first week of May and she was wearing those.
Mrs. Solver.
I don't know. Yeah, I
Mrs.
guess she was wearing those and they were very sick. She was wearing them with like a cotton rag sock. I was like, man, they kind of look like Birkenstock Bostons,
Mhm.
but they have an open toe.
Yeah.
So there's just
They look like
very
something for
sick
the
about
Ninja
them.
Turtles.
Yeah,
A chic
a little
Ninja
bit.
Turtle.
But I think about fisherman sandals, and that's like a
Mm.
bubbling thing.
Let's go,
and so
baby.
it's like
Thank
that,
you.
And so
Confirm that's happening.
yeah, it's funny. Right
Let's
before
fucking go.
I walked in here, I got a text from Cameron Booth, who used to work for us.
Yeah,
And
shout out
he sent-
Cam.
He sent me a
Saw him
photo
last night.
of the ALD images, and he was like, "Dude, they're tapping my phone." But
Oh, is he big on the fishies?
boy, yeah, he was like, "Do you look at the fisherman sandals?" So I guess
Mm.
Cameron's on that shit too.
All right,
So-
I better
about
rock.
jellies?
I better rock
Do we-
my shit quick before what happens when what happens.
Do
You
you
know
like
the
men in
cycle.
jellies?
Dude, I don't see any of that shit. I don't see any of this shit. I'm in New York like one day a week, and when I'm there, I'm
Yeah.
in a store. If you come by on Wednesday, I'm like sitting on the couch.
If you pull up and you're wearing the jellies, this
Yeah.
man is maybe he's not seeing you.
Yeah.
It's on site. What about the socks, bud?
These are ACG. This like kind of psychedelic. I don't know. This like
It's like a
psychedelic
rainbow.
rag, kind of
Yeah.
like a rainbow rag. And then Rothko M65 cargos, which I wear some version of almost every day.
40 bones.
Yeah, they're really not very expensive. But it's a great pant. It's a good skate pant.
Oh, yeah?
Which is like, I feel like I started wearing cargos every day when I started skating again all the time.
Mhm.
And it's just kind of like the perfect
What
thing.
size waist are you wearing, and what size waist is your waist?
So I have a 34 waist right now, and these are large, but these fit bigger than the XL.
Okay.
Gucci.
So you're not wearing like a 42 belt.
No, dude. Yeah, no, definitely
Model
not.
6'3" and wears a size
You guys- you guys are fucking crazy with this shit. It makes so much sense. But we're literally whatever.
Makes sense to you.
We'll get there, dude. It makes it
a
simple.
psychopath.
No, honestly, I think that a lot of younger dudes are doing the buy oversized, just belted
Yeah.
up cinch.
Well, dude,
which
that's-
is your big brain has been on that for forever.
I mean,
They're
that's
tapping your
that's
phone.
just how we wore pants because it was when you were growing up. Like at least
when
we-
men were men.
No. When we were growing up, skating, like you wanted to wear big pants, but there weren't brands in Burlington, Vermont. I
Right.
couldn't find a brand. That
Only
made,
coats.
like,
Only coats at the
Only
coat
coat
factory.
factory.
yeah, right, exactly. But you couldn't find a brand that had like a pant with a big leg and a narrow waist, so you just got used to wearing big pants with a
Yeah.
belt.
They're ragging on your cord, man.
Yeah.
We need that Burlington pants factory, dude. What the fuck, dude? They're slacking on all these categories.
Slacking on the slacks.
Oh.
Moving on up.
White tee.
A belt is RTH.
Okay.
The white tee is shirt I made with
Oh.
Tone for Tone Customs.
Nice.
Little graphic.
He's my best friend. He's the best. And then my dad's Brooks Brothers Oxford.
Ooh, what year is that from?
No idea.
But-
Not
but-
that old. Like it's probably like a 90s one.
Okay.
So it's not, but it's a good one. I like how it fits.
Do you tap into your pops' closet a lot?
Yeah, for a long time I could. For a long time I did, and then I was cutting everything down because in like the rugby era, I wanted everything super slim.
Of course. You and
So
everyone
I
else.
ruined a ton of gear.
Yeah. You and Joel Santana.
Yeah, exactly. I ruined a ton of gear, and the stuff that I like never got to tailoring, I can wear now.
Oh,
So that's good.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Keeping his memory alive by
Yeah.
not fucking up his Johns, dude.
yeah. And then just an 18 East hat.
What about the little necklace?
This my friend Sal made for me. He's got this brand Larkton Escosta, and this is like it's the Roman she-wolf. Had this made instead of getting a tattoo about my
The one
dad.
that raised Romulus and Remus.
Yeah.
The boys.
Yeah. But it's funny. I was thinking about you. My wife and I talk about me getting a tattoo entirely too much.
Oh, yeah?
She
What's the-
really doesn't want it to happen.
But you are very much trying to convince her.
I mean, I probably won't do it, but I think about it all the time. I feel like it's a hard thing to just have one.
Sure.
You know, like I feel like
Because you get addicted.
I just don't know that I would only want
Get a
one.
giant chest piece.
Yeah. I have a bunch of ideas if I was going to have a bunch of them.
Mhm.
I don't know what I would get if I was only going to have one.
Interesting.
And like, yeah.
Wait, but how does the mother wolf play into that?
What do you mean?
Sorry, that's just how we started talking about tattoos. Or are you just saying you saw Lawrence got a fucking
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I
flower
mean, I
tat
heard
and-
about that, but I think about it all the time because I'm like constantly coming
Yeah.
up with like different ideas for tattoos, and Jen is like, "You're really not."
Well, the
it's not
over
gonna be
35 club guys getting their first tattoo, we welcome you whenever
it."
you're ready.
Yeah.
Just get
We'll
all
see.
three
Maybe it'll happen.
kids' portraits just on across your
Yo,
back.
yeah. huge piece
Just
on the
like a
back.
big Steve
Gigantic back.
Yeah.
Have them do it. Have them do the tattoos on you. Make it a whole family affair.
A lot of good ideas being thrown around.
Tattoos, right?
A lot of great ideas happening right now. The brain trust is cooking. What about the panties, dude? What's on the cock and balls?
Uniqlo boxers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boxers.
Yeah.
I'm adding you to the fucking
Dude, you
prestigious
always
boxer
leave
list.
me out of the list.
Dude.
But maybe that's just because it was on the old podcast. But yeah, I mean, I've always. I mean,
I mean, let's be honest. Like boxermen, we are a marginalized people. We have been repressed for centuries. Some call us the Jews of underwear. And yet we are a very prestigious and elite bunch of people.
Yeah,
So I'm adding you right
You're
now.
literally adding him to the list.
I love this.
Yeah.
I think that boxer briefs or briefs in general, that's like serial killer behavior.
What?
I don't.
Yeah, let me
That's
strap
what most
that's-
guys
let me strap my
Literally
nuts.
insane.
Let me strap my nuts as tight as I can
Why?
to the side of my
Why
leg.
do you want to be aware of your junk all day? Like whenever I've ever worn something like that,
Use
like,
it or lose it, bro.
dude, I don't want to be thinking about that
It's
at all. I
support.
just don't ever.
That's because
support.
boxer
Why do you
brief
For
wearers
your
are
balls.
no pussy getting motherfuckers. That's the only action
Oh
they
my
get.
God.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just it feels.
Let
it
them
feels crazy
crackers clack.
uncomfortable. Crazy
It is
uncomfortable.
very comfortable.
Just a
And
quick
I'm speaking from
update.
experience.
Notable boxer wearers: myself, Tony Soprano, Reynolds Woodcock from Phantom Thread, Old Dirty Bastard, Yoakum from Our Legacy, Nick Wooster, Kujin, TikTok star, Aaron Levine, Mel Ottenberg, Antonio Ciongoli.
Take it.
You put Soprano on there? Tony Soprano? Isn't he on
Yeah,
the list?
he's
Oh,
the
you
first
said
one
that?
I
on
yeah.
the list. Yeah.
So a bunch of
Two-
fake people
Two fictional characters,
and a lot of Italians regardless.
two fictional
Real or
legends, and a
fake.
bunch of fucking heads. Let's go.
Reynolds Woodcock.
That's good.
Yeah. What about the jacket you were wearing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
that
parka.
that's a new one. That comes out hopefully at the end of the month. It's a new shell that
Fingers
we're doing,
crossed.
called the Rain Shadow Jacket. It's a good one.
Ripstop parka.
Yeah, but I mean, it's funny. One of the things that we've been the most challenged with at 18 East has been technical fabric. So like it's very easy because we're making all of this stuff in India. It's very easy for us to do things by hand woven things.
Yeah.
But because we really, I think everyone that works for us is really interested in the idea of making functional utilitarian garments.
Mhm.
It's been really, really hard because most of the like those great fabrics the minimums on them are insanely high, or like it's like 4,000,
like Gore-Tex or whatever,
for stuff like that, right? And we finally found a great resource for those fabrics. So like the technical stuff in the collection just leveled up like crazy.
Let's fucking go, dude. Form, mean, and function.
Yeah,
Bullseye.
I mean, it's amazing.
Rain
Like,
Shadow sounds like a Mortal Kombat character, baby.
It's the name of a soccer field at a summer camp that I used to go to. So, dude, naming garments is my least favorite thing on.
Really? Because you got a lot of lore, dude.
Yeah. Oh, of naming?
No,
them?
you just have lore. You know, fucking from what 13th and Wolf, right?
Oh, yeah.
To now, like I don't know,
dude. Naming it could. Well, when I was making stuff in Italy, we could never start working on the thing until we had the name.
What?
Which drove me insane because I was like, can we talk about the fact that we're not like these pants have it's a size 32 and it has a 27-inch waist, and like, can we get this right instead of?
Do you mean the pocket pants?
Right? Like, can we get that right instead of figuring out what were the
we
names
do it the name of first.
Yeah, right. So like we couldn't move forward, but that's I've kicked
Called him
that
the,
job to
the
Samantha.
fucking wrong size waist pants,
the-
motherfucker. All right, fit check complete. You're sipping on Greenpoint's finest. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast,
Let's
Antonio.
go.
So, speaking of lore, you referenced this upstairs, and Chuck, when we sent through the group fit pick to the main text, Chuck goes, "Well, confirmed throwing fits. R.I.P."
It was
Because-
Kyle. It was Kyle. But either way, yes. This is welcome to the last episode ever of Throwing Fits.
Because
the curse is in effect.
Cursed.
You were infamously, some would say, the last ever guest on Failing Upwards before Chef Sham manslaughtered the podcast thanks to some alleged hot mic infractions.
Potential felonies.
Do you owe us an apology, or do we owe you a thank you?
I mean, it's a glass half full, glass half empty type thing. It's definitely my fault. Like fully. It's
Well,
fully
it's
my
Chef's fault.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
No,
at all.
I guess
But
it's our fault for saying things that we shouldn't have been saying into a microphone.
Yeah, but it's my fault for like constantly being out of pocket and saying shit I shouldn't say. And then thinking about it and being like, why the fuck did I say that?
Yeah,
should
we
pull
were
that
such
out.
normal, upstanding members of society until we potted with you and by osmosis became evil.
Yeah, but
Damn, this guy-
It's a Joker
talking-
origin story.
This guy was talking shit.
No, I
Let's
just
get on this. Let's get on this wave.
dude, I sent you guys too many revisions. I was like, can you take this out, this out,
Did
this
you?
out?
Is that really what was happening?
Dude,
I don't
what
remember.
happened is
So?
it's absolutely what happened is that I asked you to the only thing I remember, I don't remember what I asked like the first two times. I don't remember what I asked the first two times. And which you did, and it was fine. And
Well, we
then I
always
was like,
honor
and
that.
then there was something I said about my time at Ralph, and I actually don't remember what it was, but I was like, it'd probably be better not to say
Something
that.
anti-Semitic, maybe?
No,
About
definitely
lift
not.
shits?
Definitely not that. But that one, and so I asked you to revise it one more time, and I think the last time
Broke Chef
Chef like edited the wrong one.
He forgot to sharpen his knife. It was already dull.
Yeah,
Not great.
It's fully my
Bad
fault.
look,
But you guys don't work
very
for Portnoy
unprofessional.
anymore.
No.
So,
If you
yeah.
hadn't fucked us up, we would still be working piddling jobs that we hate, and this whole fucking podcast endeavor would still be a little side bag that wouldn't have become the only podcast that
dude.
matters, selling out of the only shirts that matter besides 18 East.
I will
doing
say
everything else that we're doing.
the best part of that episode now, and we didn't know this at the time, but it ended up being the last step, right? As we said. And because you were on, and we used to let the guest pick the outro music or like maybe like, throw an idea out there. We did fucking Born to Run by Bruce.
Oh,
and it was like so poetic. Dude.
Yeah.
Tramps like us. Baby,
Dude.
we were born to pod.
Yeah, I think, that's funny.
Scamps like us.
Scamps. Tramp scamps.
It's tramps, but scamps. We're scamps.
okay.
When I left Ados,
Shrimp scampy.
when I left Ados, I didn't end up doing this, but I like literally called Glenn Alsop, who was the photographer that shot everything for Ados. And I had him like come into the city and take some photos, like some like peace out photos. And we literally I literally took a photo for Instagram. And then it was like, I like the caption was going to be, I'm pulling out of here to win.
Damn. there it is.
But
The man
that
likes
is-
some Bruce, man.
yeah,
It is what it is.
so.
That is very corny.
Yo, dude, I'm the king of corny, man. Yeah, I really am. But it's probably why I didn't end up using it. So,
I know.
yeah.
Well, that was at this point, I want to say like 3.5 years ago. And that was the last time we actually got together in the fucking studio. It's been a long time coming. 18 East has like gone through a lot. We've gone through a lot, et cetera, et cetera. Considering where you are now, is it better to be in your contemporary position in 2023 versus back in 2020, I want to say, 2019, where GQ isn't calling your store the vibiest shop in New York City? Talk about fucking corny.
Yo, tough headline, bro.
man.
Tough head.
Because you were a newly launched brand, right? When did 18 East launch?
2014.
No, in
No?
28, the end of 2018. We opened the store in the end of 2019.
My bad.
Yeah, so 2019, I think you were getting all these crazy accolades with the shop, and like obviously like put the fucking planted your flag, and you had things like GQ calling you the vibiest shop in NYC. Are you glad that we're past those like immediate attention-seeking moments?
I don't
and
know,
more
man.
into like hitting your stride.
You stuff like that happens, and you feel like someone reaches out and wants to give you coverage, and those things are good. Like, right, they're organic growth moments. So you do stuff like that. I really, at this point, I'm trying not to think about any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like, how do we make the collection better? How do we make the store experience better? How do we make the content better? All these things. So I mean, I'm happy where we're at right now. I think our team. It took us a really long time to get our team dialed in. Our team is small but fantastic.
Now they're fucking blocked.
Yeah, it's great. Like I love all the people we work with. I was able to hire.
Who's your favorite?
I can't answer that.
Who's
But
your least favorite? You
I
can
can't answer that either. Dude, everybody's great. It's really, really wonderful. It took a long time to find an assistant designer. My assistant designer is incredible. Our studio manager and operations manager, Nam, is like he was a customer first. We hired him.
So if you want a job, buy his shit, people.
It's not, if you want a job, be an amazing skateboarder that wears clothes the way that I think clothes look good, and also just be a super good guy. And that's the kind of that's how it all worked
your
out.
receipts to your resume.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Dude, he was like customer number 3.
Oh damn!
Like he was one of our biggest customers, and very randomly, like he was one of the original before the shoe surgeon, he was like one of the first dudes to ever do this shit.
So
like,
it's his fault.
Customized sneakers. Yeah, but way back, like way back when I was in college, in the coolest way. Like he was making custom Keenan Milton dunks.
Okay.
Like, and so like I knew him from like Nike SB sneaker message boards and shit. I knew who he was. And when we put it to get NikeSB.org.
Oh, excuse me, dude.
No, but when I put it together, who he was, that he was this guy that made this, I was like, holy shit, he used to go by the name Hush. I was like, holy shit, it's Hush. And he like rips. He's such a good skater. He's the best dude. And he's just an amazing employee. And then
shout out Hush, baby.
Yeah. Nam's a legend.
Shout out Nam. But without like the spotlight on you per se as like the new kid on the block. And like now that you guys are hitting your stride, like how does that affect everything in terms of like design? Obviously, you can ignore the fucking hoopla and just focus on design, but how does it affect like marketing and just like growing the customer base?
Growing the customer base is an interesting thing. I feel like when you talk about like organic moments, I think
we're in one right now, baby.
Yeah. No,
I'm about to have an organic moment.
Growing the customer base is tricky because we don't really pay for advertising, like couple $100 on Instagram every once in a while. You're just trying to do interesting stuff product wise and tell interesting stories and hope it works out that way.
Like people just share it then organically.
I mean, the company has been steadily growing. I think the studio in New York has been like crushing it, which is great. It's amazing.
You don't want like a spike necessarily because then all those people go away. You want that like slow, steady kind of trickle.
Yeah, look, the hope is that people come in, find some stuff that they like, and then just continue to build on that. And we have a lot of repeat customers, which is great. And it's funny, that number I feel like you can kind of look at as a positive or a negative. You can choose to focus on the fact it's like, you're not bringing too many new people
half full, half empty.
Or what's it called? Like, or it's like you have people that like really ride for you.
That is
fucking
loyal.
Right? Heads, the core.
Yeah.
So
fuck it.
Yeah. I don't know.
The 18 East boys, East Side boys. All right, well, you're coming up on 5 years, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything special planned for the 5-year Annie?
We haven't really been thinking about it like that. We've got a bunch of big things that we're really excited about. I mean, I don't know how big they are, but I'm going to LA next week to try to find a location for a second store.
Where are we thinking?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Good luck with that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm going actually, because I don't spend enough time out there. And so I'm not really, I'm just not that familiar. I like.
It sucks.
Yeah.
LA's tough,
not
man.
familiar for a reason because you don't want to go.
LA's tough because everywhere is a destination, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can't really, there's not really a ton of
there's
walking
no foot
spots.
traffic.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I guess like what I have been told, like the place that everyone's telling me is like where Jacques-Marie Mage is.
Okay.
JMA.
Yeah. So like that zone, I guess, is
sunglasses that cost more than anything you have ever sold in your entire life.
I think the Bodhi store is over there.
Okay.
I think that there's a bunch of furniture stores over there. We'll see. Other people are saying like downtown, which that seems insane.
A lot of people are saying downtown.
Yeah, that seems
no,
insane.
dude, it's fucking the apocalypse, bro.
I don't know, dude. We'll see.
Worse than Philly.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love Philly.
We're gonna get to it, dude, and you are gonna be very offended.
Yeah.
There might be a vacancy soon at 7617 Sunset Boulevard, which is currently occupied by a restaurant called Horses. If you want to keep your eye on that piece of real estate, it might be vacant expeditiously.
I love
really?
the topical fucking. Oh yeah, there's all this drama around this restaurant.
Oh really? No
yeah,
shit.
the chef basically jerks off while killing kittens. So
Former chef.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, tough scene.
Hey man, LA, that's fucking he puts a crystal up his ass and strangles fucking pussy. That's what he does while jerking off. That's his kink. It's LA shit.
Tough.
Yeah, let's not kink shame.
Yeah. Why are you kink shaming Antonio? Come on.
I didn't say shit. Yeah.
Okay, so new retail store in LA coming soon. Big fucking breaking news. What about like 5 years, like the next 5 years? Like, is there a 5-year plan? Like, where do you envision the brand 5 years from now?
Picture shit.
I don't look. The plan has always been that this is a direct thing and a retail focused thing. So I think like the growth is going to be hopefully growing the e-commerce and then growing brick and mortar, because it's something that like we've found if we can replicate what we're doing, on Elizabeth Street in other places, it's really, really good for us. It's up like 57% this year.
Woo!
Right now. So it's
What's the
not
split
bad.
between brick and mortar and online sales?
Online's still substantially bigger. But,
Same for our brand.
Yeah. But no, it's a nice. Yeah, I mean, it's such a nice way to do things. It's such a nice, because while, it's like we're not selling out of everything like we used to be. We're buying more, obviously.
Same.
But it's a yeah, exactly. It's a nice mellow place to hang out,
Real quick, the perception of like how it used to be when you were the hot new kid on the block and everything was selling out and there was all this like buzz. Like, do you miss that at all? Like from like an ego standpoint where like, it looks sick. The perception is the reality.
I was really stressed the entire time.
I can't imagine why.
Because when everything sold out, it felt like I was doing what I was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it didn't, I felt like I was fucking up.
Oh, you were living and dying by.
Right. And so that's not a healthy attitude.
No.
Right. Just not celebrating the wins. And so I think that we've just tried to take a different approach and, focus on trying to make us happy with the product we're designing, trying to make the customer happy with the product they want, because it's not always the same. I don't know, man. It's just trying to make yourself happy every day. I don't know.
Go out and
We're
skate.
all trying to do that, dude.
Yeah.
Go out and skate, man. Touch grass, touch bench.
Go out and
touch
skate.
deck, dude.
Definitely helps. Definitely helps.
Looking back at the first 5 years, first of many. By the way, traditional 5-year anniversary gift, wood.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you just want to put some wood in the new store or whatever. But
another deck, dude.
Yeah.
You can hang them up on the wall. That'll be cool. That's a cool thing that I hear people are doing.
Yeah, right.
That's
Exactly.
tight.
Particularly from people that don't skateboard.
Usually.
Yeah.
Mall grabbing is a cool thing to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Okay, so looking back on the first 5 years, what was like the rock bottom shittiest moment?
There's so many.
If you had to pick one.
Yeah. Let's get real. Let's open up.
Oh man, I'll tell you the shittiest moment.
Let's go.
Before the business really started taking off. It really started taking off in COVID. There was like,
congrats.
Which I mean, but it kind of went either way for a lot of brands. Like, like some brands died during COVID and some brands really blew up during COVID.
Thank God for
there
you.
There was a period like I took a pay cut to keep things going beforehand. And like things were hard for a minute. And we broke the fucking gate, like the
roll down?
the roll down gate,
dude.
And I remember thinking, I was like, we're literally gonna go out of business
because of the gate.
Like literally,
How much does the gate cost?
Like 15 racks, something like that.
What?
And because
this was when people were looting.
because it's built into our landlord's office, like into the wall in the office.
Bro, just hire some kid to stand there with a fucking baseball
Yo,
bat.
I
all night.
legit, like when it happened. Yeah, and it happened in like slow motion because it like, dude, it was so bad. It was so bad. I literally was like, yo, we're done. We're done. Like this.
I'm no
15 grand
longer
is
a
literally
gatekeeper.
gonna
Yeah, literally.
end this.
I'll never look at a gate the same way again.
That was pretty low.
That's
but then things
insane.
turned around. Yeah, dude.
Damn,
I mean,
15 racks for a
invest
damn
in-
fucking
this
gate.
is a small business, man.
You get what
And
you
like,
pay for.
yeah,
Invest in your gates, kids.
trying to get things done and keep it. Yeah, it's hard.
So the gate was the rock bottom
dude,
moment.
that was like, yeah, it just
Was that
felt
like
it
was that like the end of like a bunch of like smaller L's, like as you fucking took the pay cut, as COVID hit, as maybe had to like, I don't know what the staffing situation was with like the store and everything, or you couldn't even go to the store really.
yeah.
Is that
it
just
was,
like your breaking moment, or was it truly just like fuck? We are.
I just
Well,
remember
yeah,
that
figuratively.
being like, I remember that just putting me on my ass and being like, yo, what are we gonna do?
a motherfucking gate.
You know what I mean? Because you're just trying to like keep this thing going and keep it
Right.
afloat. And then business turned around. So
all right.
yeah, so
Whew.
it was great. So
At least you didn't have the two kids that fucked against the side of the Noah store hit up the fucking.
You ever
18
seen that
truck.
meme?
You haven't seen this?
no
Dude, it's all time,
Bro.
bro. He's
Also,
just
it's-
hitting her from the back in like Air Maxes right outside of the
on like,
the Black
against like the
Power
fight
mirror.
power.
No,
the fight
literally.
power.
Yeah, dude. It's incredible.
Damn.
So poetic.
Yeah, I mean, people used to do like during COVID. People used to shoot up under our awning all the time.
Delicious.
Yeah, but I haven't seen that for a minute.
Thank
Oh.
God.
So, but
All
that's
right.
like probably like
Yeah,
the
all those
craziest
people
thing.
died probably.
Yeah.
So
What about what's been like the best, like the biggest peak so far, like the biggest pinch me moment in the first 5 years, where you looked around, you really couldn't. You're like, holy shit, my fucking gate works.
Dude, there have been some great things. You know, this is one of those like this is the first time I've been able to incorporate skateboarding into what I do in a way that I feel like feels good, in a way that
Authentic.
feels like genuine and
Yeah.
not forced. And like, you know, being able to like, take skate trips with like our friends from Philadelphia, our friends from New York, bring them to Vermont where I'm from.
So
And, like-
paying for your friends to hang out with you.
No, just like
Who are you, Ronnie Feig?
take these fun trips. I guess it's funny. I mean, we
Yeah.
just did, but like take these fun trips has been super fun. We have a big project with a global shoe brand that's coming in August that I'm really
let's
excited
fucking
about.
go.
That's one of those kind of like
I know what it's
that's
not.
one of those
I
pinch
know it's
moments.
not New Balance because you hate New Balance.
Yeah,
Why do you hate New Balance?
I've just never liked New Balance, man.
Is it because you're from New England? It's like a chip on
no,
the shoulder thing?
I mean it's like it was like the baseball coach shoe. I don't know.
I think it's
like,
the appeal.
yeah, I don't. It just reminds me of my high school baseball coach who I hated.
Did he like abuse
oh, you were
Like,
molested.
did he fucking?
No, he just is a shitty dude. But like, what's funny is that like the New Balance skate team, the New Balance numeric team, is like a bunch of my favorite skaters, like Marcello Campanello, who kind of skates for us, even though we don't really sponsor anybody. Skates for New Balance. Tiago Limos skates for
Oh,
New
shit.
Balance. Like these are dudes that. You could be on DC, should be on DC.
And
like
yet,
that,
even-
you know, like but
Even with
they're,
your
like, but
friends
they're
skating for
New
them, you
Balance.
fucking refuse to put aside your childhood trauma.
We've shot New Balance has been in photos because of
You
Marcello.
didn't crop their fucking feet off?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Photoshop a swoosh on it.
I was at Marcello's house yesterday because we were shooting a thing with him and his dad, and he had some new Balance Joe,
Yeah, they just
Joe Fresh shoe. I
Oh,
think that was
okay.
like pretty sick.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
fresh.
yeah,
But we're not going to see you in them.
no, we were laughing about those because I was like, "Fuck, dude, these are." But I've been so negative about it
Uh-huh.
that I could like never walk it.
Right,
back.
right. You're
Yeah.
dying on this hill.
I could never walk.
Friends
it back.
aside.
Me and Sambas. Wait, what are you skating?
I skate in half caps. I skate
Okay.
in Vans half
Not
caps.
DCs?
Nah, not really. I love the idea of it, but they just don't work for me.
We should get you some Louis skate shoes.
What's that?
The Lucian Clark.
Oh,
joints.
yeah.
No, he's back to
he's
wearing
back on
DC.
DC.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
He's been customizing on IG. Very cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so in terms of the pinch me moment, it's been
Oh, yeah.
like it's. Are we on some big things coming shit? It's on some like
yeah. I mean, we like
dream collab?
Yeah, completely. Whereas like there's this has been one that it's nothing like we didn't all the like design and all the interest is under the hood, as we say. Like we were able to remake a very iconic shoe and make something that looks relatively simple from the outside, but like we really nerded out and like made this an incredible shoe, like just an absolutely incredible shoe. And to be able to have my name, well, not my name personally, but like that on a shoe, and then to have it dedicated on the inside, it's dedicated to the dude that like introduced me to skateboarding, the skate shop I worked at, and like the basically the two people that worked at that shop that were the most influential to me as like a young skateboarder, and that shop. It's an insane moment.
18 East X John Geiger coming soon.
Yeah. When will we like know what this is? Like, when is it?
I mean, we've
like,
teased it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's Vans. So like that's and I'm you know, as someone who wears Vans almost every day, and like what we have been able to do with this shoe, which we like really fought for. It was very, very hard to get done what we wanted to get done.
You're not an easy guy to work with.
I mean, look, for something like this, if you have one shot to make like a certain shoe,
Mom spaghetti,
correct, like you won't make it right.
Yeah,
like you have to do it. Right?
How long?
Dude,
Vans, like how long are we talking from?
This shoe has been we've been working on this shoe for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, because I feel like people don't, because there's so many collabs. Like every day you see new collab. People don't realize like how long it takes.
Yeah,
especially when you're a perfectionist psychopath like yourself.
Well, for this, you know, it's like a tricky thing because you know we're not making a ton of them, so you can't make a ton. They don't want you to make a ton of pattern changes, and so much of it is like, oh, come up with a colorway, right? And so it's like, what is interesting enough to be interesting? But then for me, it was super important that for the shoe that we're doing, I like Vans, but I don't like the Vans that everybody else like. I don't want this to be this like Hesh slim shoe.
Right.
The reason I skate Vans is because I'd skate them the way that like Keenan Milton skated them and Stevie Williams skated them. So it's a half cab. They're half cabs where we have a few colorways, and like half cabs had like big fat tongues, but it's a vulcanized shoe.
Right.
So it's like, for me, you get kind of the like bigger shoe feeling without it actually being a bigger shoe. It's on a vulcanized sole. It's slimmer, but it was very important that it be as close to the original made in America half cab as possible, because Vans has 6 different versions of the half cab in their line right now, and none of them are right.
Right.
So that like
feeling exactly. So
they're just even the one that they tried to make that they called like the Anaheim collection one isn't really that shoe. And so, you know, you go in and you're like, oh, just like let's change this, let's get this, make all of these tweaks, and they were like, oh, we can't do that.
Yeah.
They were like, that tongue belongs to the core classic, and that that insole belongs to it's this big VF company, and all like individual brands are siloed. And so they were like, you have no idea how difficult what you're asking.
You're like, take the Supreme box logo off the side.
Yeah,
please. What are you doing?
Yeah, but so anyways,
did Vans drop the gallery department collab and be like, fuck, we need somebody tasteful. Get Antonio in here ASAP.
I'm not paying attention to any of it.
Pals
It was just
the
like
half cab recently.
Yeah, and it was a great one.
Those are cool.
Yeah, it's a great one. But so this is one of those things that I'm like very, very excited. Dude, it's like the longest running professional skate shoe.
I think it comes through with you talking about it. Everyone's like, yeah.
Vans aside, who are some of your dream collaborators? Let's manifest real quick.
Yeah, or Jinx.
I don't know if that's really changed from the last time I'm here.
The last
it was Burton. Right? It's just like, I want to do home team shit. Like,
bro, Burton, that's got to be an easy fucking phone call to make. No,
we've had on and off conversations with them for years. But
you could finally make some technical shit.
It's a tricky thing. But like, you know, in December, I'm working on this big made in Vermont capsule. So we're working with a bunch of different small
maple
Vermont
syrup
brands. No, but the Cabot cheese family. The Cabot cheese family owns like this incredible outdoor sock company called Darn Tough, and we're talking to them.
Darn Tough,
yeah. But so
get your toe cheese on,
dude. It's just this is the shit that, like, you know, the last couple years the amount of shoes that have almost happened and didn't happen that I literally have samples of at my house. Like, we've gotten to the sample stage.
Why does the plug get pulled so often?
It's changed for every one of them. I think
are you the common denominator here?
No, you know, I think that the biggest challenge was that we got hit by a very big brand to do the collaboration that you would want to do. And we already had, no, it's a shoe brand and it's like one of the big guys. And we already
Common
had
projects.
another one like in the chamber. We were going to shoot it in Italy. It was going to be like this whole thing. I have the shoes in my house and they were like, if you want to do this, you have to cancel that. So we literally canceled an entire project. We canceled an entire project. And then, and we were having conversations with, everybody hit us up, like literally. And we were saying no, or like trying to kind of keep everyone at at an arm's length, trying to make this one, like the big thing happen.
Damn.
And then the big thing didn't happen.
Damn.
And
the
so
big thing didn't come soon?
Yeah. No,
What?
exactly. Right.
Fear of God, 18 East.
I mean, but like,
soon.
well, I went out there to visit and like they came.
Bummer.
I gave a presentation to their whole partnership team.
There are very few
It was-
direct flights out to Portland from New York.
Yeah. Right. So,
yeah.
So, dude, it was.
I think we're on the same page here.
So, like, that was
Soul
a
crushing.
bummer.
That sucks.
That was a bummer. And so, you know, a big chunk of like my mental capital went to kind of dealing with all of that stuff.
Did you try and
last year.
salvage? Did you try and salvage the inbound like conversations that had already been happening, or were you kind of like, was pride too much? Where you're like, I can't go back hat in hand to like
a little bit, but I think right now we're just really trying to focus on dialing our own shit in,
Right.
And like that's like so that's really where it's been. It's like, man, I spent way too much time thinking about this stuff and trying to make this shit happen, and at the end of the day, I need to be focused on 18 East and like what we're doing day in and day out and really telling our story better.
To your credit, you've never, as a kind of streetwear adjacent brand, I don't mean that as a pejorative, just like the space that you occupy, you're one of the few that has like never really like blown up off of collabs. It's always been off of your own shit, at least in my opinion. And I think that's like unique for the world we live in now in terms of this kind of clothing.
I mean, look, the collabs that we've done have always been like
And yet-
low key and quiet, you know, like that's the thing.
Or with
like doing
homies
stuff
or
with-
whatever.
what's
You know?
like- yeah,
With-
well, 100%, right? It's just trying to do stuff with your friends and like lift each other up, do those things, and then
Rising tide.
yeah, and so that's really the lane that we're trying to stick in, and it's like, I mean, because also, I mean, look, while we would love to do a big shoe collab, I think, you know, that we have ideas about all of those different things. I think it's better to try to show people stuff that they don't necessarily know. You know what I mean? Like that's it, or things that they haven't seen before.
We're going to put people on.
Yeah, I think like Solivera, this is a really good example of like what we have coming next. It's a really good example of a shoe. Like everybody's wearing para boots these days. Like everyone's got the Michael. This shoe like slides into that lane really, really well. But it's a shoe that no one has, no one's heard of, right? And like it's very sick. It's so hard to make a shoe, like particularly a hard bottom shoe, look like something different. You know what that looks like something different than it's like, oh, that's a Wallaby. Oh, that's a
Sure.
right. Like it's really, really hard to make a new shoe that's
Is it a
actually
loafer?
wearable.
Or because it has like laces, right?
One of them is like a little lace up. It's kind of like a loafer hybrid, and then the other one is this low top hiking boot.
Yeah.
But the
one you're
last,
wearing.
the last is really interesting. It's much more refined than a hiking boot, but it's on a lug sole, so you could like, so it straddles that line really nicely. But so yeah, it's sick to do stuff like that. We have another one coming with like a very low key brand, like very low key but amazing, like for the heads brand that does not do a lot of collabs, and I'm super excited about.
Is this tier of collaboration where it's more like working with the low key brands, as you call them, versus like the big dogs coming? Like, are these you approaching these smaller brands, or are they coming to you?
Inbound or outbound?
It's a little bit of both. Like the Solivera one, we just bought them for a lookbook, and we got hit like crazy about them. Like the response to these shoes was insane. So
like customers being like,
people
ID on the
like
shoes.
what the fuck are those? Like,
Yeah.
and so it was like, oh, we just reached out and told them that, and they were like, oh, maybe we could just do something. The other one, Gian helped me with another one that's coming, and like, but Vans reached out, and like the ones that we unfortunately bricked, most of those people reached out to. So,
Well, you'll know,
yeah.
Antonio, you'll know you've made it when an 18E sticker makes onto the back of Lawrence's
Oh, yeah.
laptop.
Oh, God,
I gotta
dude.
send you
That's
guys
when you
some
become a
stickers.
Honestly,
streetwear loyalty.
I'm the perfect, most cool guy besides this. That's really all. The only knock against me is my streetwear laptop.
All right, we talked about the last 5 years. Let's talk about just like the current moment, what is currently the best part about your job?
What's the best part of my job?
And while you think about that, I also want to know what fucking sucks.
Yeah. In terms of like day-to-day shit.
The best part of my job is there's a bunch of things I like. Mostly working from home is sick. No, just because I get to see.
Shout out COVID, baby.
No, but like,
Who made that policy? I mean, you are the boss, man.
I don't commute 5 hours a day anymore, and
Is
I
it
used
five?
to.
It's 2.5.
Not well. When I was taking the bus, it was a fucking nightmare, dude.
Slumming it,
So
bro.
I don't do that anymore, which is amazing. I spend more time with my kids. That's great.
How old are they?
10, 9, and 6.
Are they skating?
No, that's totally my fault too. That's like I tried to reverse psychology some shit and I fully fucking bricked it.
Wait,
So
what? What do you mean?
You were like,
oh, skating's dad loves
no,
skating.
it's not. So like I grew up. My father was a football player in college. My brother played football in college. I was like a very big team sports family, and team sports were crammed down my throat, and I fucking hate them.
Yeah, right.
That's why so
baseball.
I just didn't want. But baseball was like the one I hung in with for a little while. But I didn't want to do that to skateboarding because I love it too much. So I was like, I'll be out and skating, and they're gonna see me doing it, and if it's interesting, they'll want to do it, and they'll want to do it with me, and they could not.
It's because your skis is whack, bro.
Yeah, they
Like, yo, this
they
guy's
could not be less interested.
What are
But
you doing? Like playing Roblox? Like,
a lot of Roblox, but like team sports, dude. My son
really?
Gus, my 10-year-old, is like
it skips a generation.
yeah,
The jock gene skips a generation.
soccer and baseball. Like they're all doing soccer and baseball. So
No CTE. Great.
yeah,
Perfect.
So
Would you let your kids play football just real quick?
no, I might, but Jenna definitely wouldn't. Like
Right,
that was my. If you ask us, he would love to be. He wants to be a wide receiver on the 49ers.
As
Which is gonna be
jocks,
tough because he's not allowed to play
Yeah,
anything
'cause
other than flag football. So.
as jocks,
missed it.
can the three kids would the three sons be able to team up and beat your ass?
We like have like WrestleMania sessions all the time. They never win.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
they got it. They need some milk.
Not yet.
yeah, not yet.
All right, so what's the fucking worst part about your job? What
Yeah.
sucks? What do you hate?
Dude, it's just the stress of running a small business. It's a lot. I think
You're telling me, brother.
the challenge of us being the size we are and the output that we have. For a long time we were doing drops every 2 weeks.
What is it now? Monthly?
We try to do it monthly. But I mean, just try to wrap your head around the idea of the pressure that it takes to design a collection that people expect to have like an 85% sell through in the first like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Every 2 weeks
We're doing it today.
when you're doing 20 to 30 pieces every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
It's like to have that many good ideas. It's just really, really hard. That's really hard.
That's a lot of pants.
Yeah, dude. That's really hard. And I think that the other part of it is like it's coming up with being the main idea guy for content. So it's not just designing that product, but like, how do you shoot it in a way that feels like, how do you tell that story? How do you continue to do all these things? So it's just a lot, like before we brought Samantha in, we were 3.5 months behind. We're probably a month and a half behind now.
Oh,
We're getting better, but it's still, we're
Nearly
still like
there.
tiny, dude.
Chipping
Yeah,
away, bro.
it's
Chipping
tiny.
away. You're just Sisyphus with the fucking Reckies.
We're nearly running this thing smoothly like it should.
Yeah.
We're so
I'm like,
close. We're right there.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Now you are the big boss man, but you are such a hands-on. This is your baby. Do you still do all the social media and customer service yourself?
No, I don't do any of the customer service.
Yeah, because you fired yourself from that job probably. 'Cause you're so bad at it.
I never did the customer. I never really did the customer service. Cameron
Who?
did it, and then
Wait, so
Nam
Cam was
does
the
it.
guy in the comments and DMs?
Oh no, that's customer service. Like when you're emailing customer service.
No.
Oh, I am definitely like the bad joke guy.
Yeah.
for sure. And literally, Nam and I would just sit and laugh at this stuff. Like, how does it fit? It fits good, right? Like that's like. But we're like, I'm
Thanks
not
so
serious.
much for
You know
all
what
the
I mean? Like,
information.
I'm not serious. We're just laughing. I just think it's funny. But obviously,
That's skate shop mentality, bro.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is
Zero
I feel
help.
Like we actually, if you like, ask people about customer service now because we're super helpful.
No.
What about? But so better than 3 years ago.
Yeah,
When we last
I mean,
pod.
1,000%, 1,000%. We're super helpful. But I will say, like,
Did you know that that was a knock on the brand?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd heard,
Dunking on fools.
discovering the Throwing Fits Discord was a rough week in my life. So that was a real rough week in my
Shout
life.
out
That
to
actually
Cord.
might have been the low moment of the brand.
Cord.
Yeah,
The Corp give it, then the Corp take it away.
tough,
Right?
dude.
This is all they've ever wanted.
Yeah, I
to
know.
hear
That was really fucking tough.
You just fed the trolls a fucking buffet, dude.
so funny. Yeah, no, I mean, well, you're welcome because our brand has no soul on social media anymore because now I just say like, this is what the thing is.
Yeah.
Right.
But the reality
22
is,
inches pit to pit.
yo, I tried to hire Moy to do our like to be the voice of 18 East ages ago, and they wouldn't let me do it. So
Who's
it's like the powers Ed and Andrew, like the owners of the company, like they wouldn't let me do it. So I always said, I was like, I'm the wrong fucking person for this.
If you had hired more, if you had hired more, you would have gone from 1 month behind to a year behind.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe
it would have been so funny though, man. It would have been so great. I mean, like the social media, Cameron used to do the social media, and like that was, at least I thought it was the best. I love that. I thought it was hilarious. But no, I like fucking suck at social media. I'm terrible. Like absolutely, I fully recognize.
So someone
that.
does it now.
No, I mean, no, but I do it now still. I do it still. But now if you look at it now, it's not like we don't, like I'm not making jokes anymore.
Do you,
you know what I mean?
Do you miss that? Do you miss having like being able
on fools?
to have a voice?
No, I mean, if you were to walk into the back of the shop, Nam and I are probably still saying a lot of the same shit.
But I mean, for the brand to have a voice that's differentiated from like any other brand that's just like, new spring collection live now.
Yeah, I would love. We are like actively looking for someone to help us with
really.
That shit. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so
maybe
how should
someone
they,
in the Discord?
How should they apply? Should they slide into your DMs and dunk? Whoever can dunk on you the most effectively.
Don't fucking do that. That's the quickest way to get ignored. I got enough of that shit already. But no, if I mean, hit me up, send me a DM,
dude. I mean, we had a guest on a few weeks ago that was like, you guys should start like a job board.
Yeah,
where you connect like the peon listeners, not the peon listeners, the fucking citizen listeners to like the Rolodex that you guys have developed and get these motherfuckers employed.
You think about it, like our best, other than Scott, who's kind of like our Swiss Army knife. He doesn't really have a job title, but I've been skating with him since I was 11, and he knows how to do fucking everything. So Scott works with us too. But like Nam was a customer, Samantha was a fan. Right. You know what I mean? Like Samantha, I think was a customer too. But she called an interview to ask to interview me for her school project. And then I spent like a year and a half trying to find an assistant designer, and I gave her the project. So if someone seemed like they're good, this is what we did at Ralph. Like we would give them a design project. We did like, take me through your whole thought process. So like come up with a concept, give me a little bit of inspiration, flat sketches, trim, like take me from idea to final garment.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of the projects that we have received were really not good. And the ones that were good were from people that had never designed before. So like there were ideas there, but were really rough, and I needed somebody to be able to jump right in. 70% of Samantha's project went into the collection.
Woo. Wow.
So like
crazy.
She's dialed.
You published the homework, dude.
Oh, she's so fucking good, man. Yeah, she's great. Really, really great. So
shout out to her.
Well,
shout out Samantha.
But yeah, so anyways, she just was, someone who reached out. So
if you have social media aspirations, fucking don't dunk on this, man, but make yourself heard.
Be polite, be respectful, and try to find the one talented bone in your body before bothering.
I don't know if people remember this, but we did a little raffle back when everyone was doing, money fundraising for BLM, and we threw some Gorecki pants on the TL and raised over $100,000.
So sick, man.
What's been the biggest, and like that's what you guys were, I think, the most like organic, well-known John you guys were known for a minute at least.
Sure.
What's been
Chuck Taylor.
What's been the biggest seller since the Gorecki pants?
Goreckis and double knees are still cranking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the double knees are fantastic.
To the point where we it's funny, we kind of backed into this, which like this is kind of like a duh thing, but we launched a basic program.
Moment. Oh,
right.
Yeah,
So like that was the idea.
Like the thermals and
so we looked at having the studio has been super interesting because you have the people that go to the website that know about you that are like looking for the new things.
Yeah.
But then you have people that are walking in off the street that like, we're still small. So like Goreckis have been around for a while. There's lots of people that have like 7 or 8 pairs, but also we're still little.
How many does Gorecki have?
I have no idea. But also we're still little. So there's a ton of people that don't know who we are and are just walking through our neighborhood, walk into the store and see those and are like, oh, these are really sick.
Yeah.
Right. So like for me, particularly the double knee, where I feel like, like I'm not particularly interested in making that. There's a like everyone makes their version of our double knee now with like quilting on the knee or something like that. It's widely available. but you still have people that are walking in and being like, oh, these are really great. Right.
So
and
you like begrudgingly will make them as long as people
so
buy
the
them.
instinct, it was like, it's a great pant. Like it's objectively a great pant, you know, like it fits really nice. The fabric's nice. Like it's interesting. It's different from other things. I'm not necessarily wanting to like have that be what we're leading with from a marketing perspective, but it was like, but we should have these in the store, and also and also we should have them in colors, right? Which was the other thing, which was kind of ridiculous, which was the way that we had always approached those things. Like with every product release, we would try to anchor it with like one new color of the Gurecki, one new color of the double knee, something that like we knew was going to drive volume.
No, let him taste the rainbow.
Right. And no, but also that approach, we ended up picking like some kind of weird colors. And then it was like, I kind of just want army green cargo pants.
Yeah.
We've only made them one time. Like that's so dumb. Right. Like, right. So it was like, well, we should just run the best silhouettes in the best colors, and we should buy them for the whole fucking year.
Let's pivot to the no doy business model.
Right. Right. So it's
do the fucking math, brother.
It's like, we should just buy them and have stock and plan on having stock for the whole year. And like, it's dramatically like affected the business in a positive way.
Crazy.
Where it's like this stuff that's just turning, because in the past it was like, business would be crazy around a drop in 3 days, and then it would get relatively quiet, and then you would do it again. And now it's like steadily consistant because we have
who would have thunk
things.
It?
Right.
If you build it, they will.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Every brand in the world except for us. So right.
What about what just sits? What can't you fucking move?
The stuff I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, dude.
Yeah. The like
brain
the
is
stuff
too big.
the stuff that's like very focused on skate and like very specific references, right? That like no one cares about except for 6 people in Burlington.
Do you find that if you put out the stuff that you like too early, where like maybe a year passes, maybe 2 years pass, and like all of a sudden like that's what's hot?
I don't know. You know, I think a lot of it is just eyes. You know what I mean? Like there's definitely for the stuff part of our collection that I'm the most drawn to, there's definitely a customer for it. I just don't know that they know that we exist. So that's so like that's and I'm not going to stop doing it because like I love craft. I think look, we've tried to root the brand in craft, but there's a lot of people making things in India, and there's a lot of people making things in India that look really Indian, and so I have to balance the fact that like there's a big chunk of our customer base wants a handmade looking woven shirt.
Right.
And so it's like, how do we do that in a way that's potentially different from other people that are doing that? Because there's a lot of people doing that.
Oh,
now.
yes, there are.
And so,
us now.
right?
Well,
yeah, but
not in that vibe.
Yeah.
You're not Bodhi.
But so like that's a tricky thing to like try to balance that and offer that, because it's something that our customer wants and is expecting from us, and still and like, is there a way to use those techniques to do things that are more kind of in the lane that we want to be in?
Right.
And so we've
Why
tried
don't
to
you take
do
out a
that
full
little bit.
page ad in fucking Thrashers and then
What's funny about that
Honestly,
is that
would be a good idea.
Yeah, no, what's
That's
fun,
a free one, bud.
dude, what's funny about that is that we aren't I don't know if you've really noticed, but we aren't really actively marketing skateboarding anymore. So we've kind of changed
maybe
the
that's why
approach
the
on
skate
that
shit
too.
you like is sitting.
But that's not like, I think I'm just more interested in like the like more designed functional things, which could be maybe like more outdoorsy stuff, like
Right.
the shells,
jackets.
like
Yeah.
the shells, technical pants, things like that. Cause that's where all the thought goes, right? Like how hard is it to find a handloom fabric and run it in a woven shirt?
Wait,
right?
so then are you bummed that like Gorp is cooling down, or are you happy so you can like get to this like more if like sweet spot and get the posers out the paint?
Look, man, I think that like Gorp cooling down, like all that stuff, they're just good clothes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, it's just like functional stuff,
Right.
right?
They do the work.
Right. And like, I think that the big idea here is just to make good clothes. You know, it's funny. Like I look at friends, like there's a brand called Earth Studies that we do a bunch of shit with.
Oh,
and
dude.
like,
that
they're-
collab.
yeah. So,
Sick.
yeah. But so like those guys are super, Rob is probably the best designer I've ever met. And like in real life, that guy's amazing.
I ran into him in the subway and he was very lost. He's like, he's like, where am I?
Yo,
Did he have a
they
compass and a
they
map?
are like the kindest, most wonderful.
Welcome to the
people.
urban jungle, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But they make like 15 things a year.
Yeah.
Right. And like when if you ask them what they're doing, the elevator pitch is
Big pockets.
incredibly focused, which is like this
Laser.
idea. Yeah, like laser focused. They know exactly who they are. That they're like,
Pants,
you know,
right?
on a
Those
spaceship.
huge pockets.
No, they're literally like, it's like post-apocalyptic, like spaceship shit.
Yeah.
Right. That's like,
but very
crunchy,
soft, but very soft.
but crunchy. So
Yeah.
organic, right? Like, so that's what they're like farmers, organic farmers on a spaceship.
On Mars.
Right?
They're like Matt Damon making potatoes in his own shit.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And so like I listen to them talk about stuff like this and I'm like, well, man, we've got like all these different things. We have all of these different influences. It's a little bit outdoor. It's a little bit skate. It's a little bit classic. And then I'm like, yeah, but you know what? Like Ralph Lauren's a bunch of different things too. You know what I mean? Like it's at the end of the day, like the Ralph Lauren is just a lot of really good clothes from a bunch of different references mixed together in an interesting way. And that's really what we're trying to do and use craft as the thing to tie it all together. So
I feel like Vermont, to me, I mean, just going back to like where you grew up, like that's the through line where it's like there is skate, snow, outdoors, crunchy, organic fucking shit.
yeah,
But also like shit's still got to be tough, you know?
yeah, absolutely.
So,
I mean, that's
to
why
me, that's always like what I've seen when I see like the full offering, I'm just like, oh, like this is guys I know that grow up in Vermont or live there now. It's like this is, they could wear any of this.
I mean, that's why we're trying to lean into it, to lean into that, because it's like, who can you be but yourself, right? Like this is that is the most authentic voice I can offer is,
But it's not
a guy that spent a ton of time outside from Vermont,
Yeah.
right? That worked.
And a graduate from Ralph Lauren
That worked
University.
at Ralph and
Right.
worked for Italian companies and knows how to cut a jacket. And
Don't
like,
forget Vineyard Vines, my friend.
Oh, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wait, real quick. So,
He's on me.
So if this if the shit that doesn't sell is the stuff that you like the most, what's some shit you've designed that you'll never wear that you just fucking don't like? What's
Dude,
that
I
shit
am
you don't like?
super fucking simple, man. Like that's like, it's funny. Like block prints probably like that's
Yeah.
that, but I love the craft behind them and I love looking at them, but I just don't really wear,
patterns.
like pattern like that.
Like brighter, louder stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's color in general. Like I don't really wear color.
You're like a blues and naturals
yeah,
guy.
like earth
Earthy.
tones, like army green. Yeah, like earth tones, army green.
You got
navy,
this shit
black.
out of your system at rugby.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
that's gone. We're over that now.
Yeah.
smoking on that loud
Yeah.
rugby pack.
Yeah.
You can fucking see this guy coming a mile away, fluorescent.
I like looking at it on other people. It's just like, it's
Right.
not from like, it's funny. We just had to we're talking to a potential like partnership in Japan to do something.
Ooh.
And so we had to
Like
put,
licensing or
I don't know how.
Putting the
we don't
East
really
in
know.
18
We don't
East,
really know
baby.
how this is gonna go, how it's gonna work. Before the
18 Far
pandemic,
East.
Yeah, right. Before the pandemic, we were working with someone that brings American brands over there and helps them like build their own retail and
It's
everything.
it's a weird like licensing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
So
license the
This
brand.
is
So we were
Saturdays,
talking to-
this is Supreme. Like this has been Noah does it now.
Exactly. So the people we were
H&E's
talking to
purple
before were
label.
the people that brought Noah over.
Okay.
So literally, we were doing that. We put like a single run of clothes into one store in Japan to start, and literally like the world closed a week later. So
What was the store?
it's called Wisdom.
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, so
Gorpy.
like
It's Gorpy, right?
I mean, I guess they sell like Story too.
Okay.
I don't, or they did, but I mean, they were very, very nice. But so like, and then we just haven't really tried since then. But recently we had a big Japanese company that owns and represents a bunch of amazing brands reach out to us. And they were like, oh, can you send us some sample? We had a call with them. They're like, can you send us some samples to review? So I was trying to put together like a hit list of all of our techniques and like the things that we do the best. And I found this one block
Don't
printed
send him anything that I
corduroy.
like.
I found this one block printed corduroy that like I love the fabric of. And I look
Right.
at it and I was just in the store and like I put the jacket on and I was like, man, I would never wear this. I love looking at it.
Right.
Like, you know what?
Right.
It's just not like,
But it's just not you.
I
It's
just
not-
can't do
it's
it.
not you.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just not for me.
Well, you out
So-
of which is a rare quality, you truly know your own personal style,
yeah.
which has been developed
yeah.
over fucking decades.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but it's simple. I mean, it's like more or less I look exactly like I did when I was like 17 years
Yeah,
old again.
which is,
But,
I think it's
yeah.
Yeah.
full circle.
Yeah.
So like what goes through and
Who says you can't come home again?
yeah, for guys out there, I mean, it's pretty obvious for guys that like aren't comfortable in their own skin and in their own johns. And like one of the hardest parts about running a brand, I think, is that you can't really control who your customer is.
Yeah.
So what goes through your head, if anything at all, when you do see someone wearing 18 East in a fucking bozo ass, dickhead ass way?
I mean, once the look, I don't really think about it like that.
But
you hope that people.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, it's just guys. I think guys wearing woven. It's just guys wearing woven shirts. Guys wear woven shirts. Do you know what I mean? Like that's at the end of the day, like that's what most guys wear.
Yeah.
You know. So like that's just I'm just kind of accept the fact that like that it kind of is that. We have
Accept
a lot
the
of
things you
customers that
cannot
I think
change.
dress super cool.
Yeah.
Right. So like that makes me happy. Like I look at Marcello and like Marcello wears our clothes really, really well. Right. And so I see that. I think that is super, super sick.
Do you draw inspiration from your own customer base when it comes to designing the stuff itself?
Some of them for sure. Some of them for sure. But
the pussy getters.
Yeah. The pussy getting legends for sure, dude. Shout those guys out.
They eat at the chillest restaurants.
oh man,
They're so jacked.
Antonio, are there brands out there that rip 18 East?
Wholesale.
maybe I'm like really trying not to look around at shit.
But
so that's like
it must come across your fucking radar. No, people must send you this and be like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck?"
Yeah, a little bit, but look, it's not good for anybody to get to think like that. Do you know what I mean? That type of thinking, like being bummed out about it, like is fucking cancer. Like starting to think like that is like, no, we just need to keep going forward and doing good shit. You know what I mean? It's like, who cares what other people are doing? Like, let them, if it's going to happen, let them do it. We'll just keep it moving. I mean, there are a lot of pants that look
Keep
like
it
our
pushing.
double knees. There are a lot of pants that are out there that look like that now. Whatever. We'll just start making something different.
All right.
So that's the
But you
so that's what my therapist said.
And
right?
you go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Do you talk about the John's World with your therapist?
Oh, my therapist
And then-
is intimately aware of
They know what a
like
fit
what's going on with
They know what a
18s,
fit pick
so-
is? Are they going to listen to this episode?
Yeah.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
Do you drip out your therapist? Like with
Is your therapist on flow?
Yeah. Can I pay you double?
He hasn't asked. Right. Yeah.
Well-
He hasn't asked. So
He fucking knows what's going on. Let me ask you this. Do you have greater designer aspirations beyond just like kind of running a very cool but somewhat still relatively niche brand?
no, I mean, look, I think that greater design. No, I mean, it's like I'm not dying to go work for like some big house or anything like
Right.
that. You just want to be happy in what you do.
You don't want to take over Bally?
Right. No, I'm good. No, I'm good. I mean, I nothing against
Honestly,
Bally.
you might fucking kill it, but they'd also fire you
Nothing
anyway.
against Bally.
Ain't
I will
going
tell you.
with
I mean,
Bally.
I'm getting like the Italian itch again, 100%.
Really?
Yeah. Fully.
Let's dive into
I just
this.
miss going to Italy.
Okay.
like that.
Italian itch, I think that's crabs. STD. The Italian itch. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's
No, I
penile
miss,
scampi.
I miss going to Italy. We were laughing, talking about this at the studio the other day. I was like, God, who can we work with in Italy? Like, who can pay to send us over there to like start doing some big collaboration just so that we can start going to Italy again? That
Yeah,
was
dude,
like the
that's the
best
fucking
thing about
hack.
ADOS was just going to Italy all the time. It was like we used to do these insane campaign shoots that were just
Wait,
amazing.
so is it like building out like an Italian textile program, or is it truly
Tailoring?
just finding a
do you
collaborator that'll pay for your ass to get over there?
I think we would love to work with some sort of Italian collaborator that would that would get us over there.
It's all about the
yeah.
free vacay, baby.
Yeah, it would be very
18
very
East
fun.
X Fendi coming
It would be
soon.
very fun. Look, I will tell you that there's like I have two things. Like, dude, it's running a small business, as you guys know, is a lot. It's a lot of pressure, and so I do miss the idea. I'm not. Yes. No, like I look at a brand like Earth Studies, and I'm in some ways incredibly envious that like they are able to spend a ton of time on 12 pieces.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, I miss the idea of not having to comp last month and last year and like fit like the business part of this. I miss the idea. Like some part of me would love the idea of just having a little thing where I like put out 100 pair of pants
Sure.
and like didn't do anything else for another 3 months.
Are you able
You
to
know what
are
I
you-
mean? Like,
Yeah.
Are you able to remove yourself from the business side of it, or is that just you kind of like, this is my baby, I need to like know the numbers, I need
nah,
to
dude,
like
we're like way too. I'm intimately aware of every fucking.
You don't have, like, a
aspect of what we
CFO
do.
or, like,
no,
a-
we do. So we do. I mean, we have a president of the company who does all that stuff, but like I am very fucking aware of every
is
single.
that because
thing.
of who you are, or because of that what the brand is?
I
have
think
to be,
I think
right?
I have to be. I think
Okay.
it like if you us being a direct consumer brand versus a wholesale brand, it's like there's so much more accountability in the business,
Right.
right? Like if you're designing a wholesale brand and you don't have your own retail outlets, like you're not selling yourself, you design whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
literally you can make whatever you want. And it's like, oh, if they don't buy it, it doesn't get
Right.
made and it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I have to sell everything we make. Right. And so like there's just a tremendous amount of pressure in thinking about every single thing that we make and how it did before. And like,
Right.
right. So it's like, I'm not only a designer, but I'm
You can't just be this fucking like, oh, like the erratic lone genius. Like you need the numbers to inform what you're actually, what the output
there's
is.
merchandising is a huge part of, we don't have a merchant, and merchandising is a huge part of my job. And like understanding the business aspect is a huge part of what we do, what I do. So, it's like intrinsic to my job.
But if Vineyard Vines finally realized what they had on their hands and they came a knocking, how much would they have to pay you to become their creative director?
I'm not moving to Connecticut.
Oh, you'd have to.
Yeah. So, I mean, look,
What if you could work from home?
no, thanks.
$10 million a year.
No,
Hey, yo.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but
Now
look,
you're speaking my
But I'm
language.
not throwing any shade to those dudes. They built an
No.
insane business.
What
Like,
is
it's,
it?
you know,
Fucking
it's
Shep
Shep and Ian.
and Ian.
Shep and Ian. Look, they
Yeah,
were
dude.
they were wonderful to me working there. And I met one of my first mentors who worked there. They're the ones that connected me to, like, that person connected me to Ralph. I started working at Ralph. I met my still to this day mentor at Ralph, who helped me launch 18 East. And right. So it's like I wouldn't be sitting here without Vineyard Vines.
You'd be nothing without the whale. All right, let's set the spotlight onto you for a second, off the brand and onto you. So you seemingly designed it all, you've worn it all. What would you consider to be like your personal style sweet spot, which is the term that Lawrence has stolen from you and claimed as his
But I
own?
freely admit that. No. You were the one that like using sweet spot to describe
How do you
personal style.
describe it?
Yeah.
Like we kind of briefly touched on it, but like let's get into that a little.
Oh man, there's like no way to say this without sounding corny.
Let's go.
I mean, look, I wear cargo pants and a blank white t-shirt every single day.
Okay.
Like that's pretty much my personal style sweet
Okay.
spot, right?
What's the white tee of choice?
Either Comfort Colors or the Bayside Made in America. Those are the ones that I have a lot of. Everybody World used to make a fantastic t-shirt. They changed their entire business model. It's now complete and utter dog shit.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, so the t-shirt sucks, the sweatshirt sucks. I don't know what they're doing over there, but
Get your shit together, everybody, world.
it's a shame because that
You lost a customer.
you know, the trash hoodie, that hoodie was the best hoodie anywhere, and it is trash. It's truly
It's
trash
literal
now.
trash now.
Yeah, so that's a bummer. But look, I mean,
White teen cargos.
yeah, like what
Two major food groups.
Yeah,
So this
white
is
tee cargos and either some sort of pant I can like, or some sort of shoe that I'm either like outside hiking in, maybe is like Gore-Tex or half calves.
Yeah.
That's it.
So this is a reincarnation of 17-year-old you,
Pretty much.
just reborn into a 30-something.
Pretty much some sort of
body?
hooded jacket, because hooded jackets are 10,000 times better than ones without them. And that's like that's the biggest
And that's a fucking fact.
that's the biggest bone of contention between me and my customer. So that's
Hoods?
like
Really?
customer, yeah, dude, like
Hoods
hooded
for
jackets.
the win, baby.
Hooded jacket, like our customer does not fuck with a hooded jacket.
What?
We
Yeah.
actually, that's a disparity between us. You hate a hood. I love a hood.
Oh, no. I
I think it highlights the fact that our customer is like the majority of our customer is more on kind of like the mensy side of things,
Okay.
and right, whereas like I am not. Right. Even though I like,
This man has never-
like that stuff.
This man has
But, like,
never owned an umbrella in his life.
You're a
I
hoods
just-
right
yeah.
activist, dude. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Why would you not want to have a jacket?
I went to your hooded jacket and nobody knew you.
Yeah.
I take them off. Shout out CP Company. We love them. I don't want the goggles. I take the hood. If
Oh,
the hood is
that's a
removable,
different thing.
Or
Oh,
barber too. I take the hoods off the barber.
Yeah.
If that's the option, I will remove it. But parkas, Arc'teryx score. Yeah, if it's raining.
I just
give me
think
the-
like we
Depends.
We have a jacket coming out with are you guys familiar with Nanga? I'm giving you guys my whole run for the rest of the year. But
Japanese.
basically- But so we're doing this down jacket with Nanga later this year.
Big Japanese, big brain.
Oh, it's
shit.
amazing. That like quality is incredible. But we went back and forth about whether the jacket should be hooded or not forever, and it was a very heated debate.
Like with them or within your
within our
internally?
team, right? And inevitably we landed, much to my chagrin, on a non-hooded version, which I love the coat.
Fucking idiot.
It's the coat. The coat's amazing.
No, this coat
but it would be
sucks.
endlessly better with a hood.
Why do you make it detachable? I guess it's too late.
Because I don't like detachable hoods either. You got to
give the people the option, brother.
Dude,
What about
the hood
hood-
doesn't look as good if it can come off.
What about
when
hoods-
it's being worn?
What about hoods
Yeah.
that roll up into the collar? Like you stuff up
We
that
do
collar.
we do that
Packable
we
hood,
do
yeah.
that sometimes, but the best hood is like the one where there's like no collar. It's like fully there.
It's like
It's
what
like a
you're-
white one that's fully over your face. Maybe you cut out.
Oh,
right? That's what it is.
Chill. Yeah.
You're thinking Vineyard Vines, brother.
Japanese.
Oh man.
Where do you actually, besides 18 East, besides when you need Depends because you're covered in your own shit, where do you actually shop for yourself besides your own upcoming collections?
I buy my friends shit mostly. So
put some brands
the
on.
homies.
Earth Studies is
Where
like
they-
it's
they're
probably
out
they're
out of
Portland.
Portland?
Yeah. That brand is the brand I probably wear the most after 18 East.
They're more bottom heavy paws, right? Like they don't really do they
No,
tops
they do
and
that.
shirts?
Yeah, they do. I mean,
Okay.
they like they make everything. Dude, that shit is so. Rob is such a good designer. Like if you turn that stuff inside, people talk about like knowing what quality looks like. Take a pair of Earth Studies pants and like really examine them. Look at the pockets inside of the pockets. Look at the like the snaps, like all that. It is so galaxy brain. That shit is so fucking amazing.
I wear them when I climb. I get a lot of compliments and IDs.
Yeah, they're very, very sick. So, Tone, I have way too many like weird rope accessories than I need just because Tone's the best.
Mr. Customs.
What else? What else is good?
Vintage? Do you wear a lot of vintage stuff?
Not so much anymore. Dude, it's kind of, I mean, I have like, I can make whatever I want.
True.
You know what I mean? Like
Big
that's
fucking flex
no, but
alert.
I have a lot of, I love ACG actually. I have a ton of ACG shit that I really like. I don't know.
Well, you are
I mean-
a man that has worn it all. So let me ask you this.
Mm.
Is there a style phase you went through that looking back, you fucking cringe at?
I looked crazy when I worked at rugby.
Really?
Crazy.
Everyone did, dude.
I looked crazy. when I
Everyone
worked
wearing
at
rugby looked crazy,
Yo,
by the way.
Like rugby,
Hindsight
it
being
was
2020.
literally a fashion show every day. To the point where like people would get dressed in the morning and it was like, how can I dress wild enough to get Lee Norwood or Jean Virage to like grab the back of my collar and see what I'm wearing?
The ultimate compliment.
Right? Like that was like and so yeah, I mean, I like some of those fits were fucking
How many
wild.
bow ties did you own?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I'm definitely I'm a confirmed bow tie wearer.
All this shit was on the internet, by the way.
Yeah, fully.
Yeah.
Fully.
Wow.
Go
That's
peep game, guys.
that's rough. And then like the transition from that into Michael Bastian
Sure.
with like very, very short shorts and bow ties and like with sport coats
Oh my
and shit.
God.
Like what the fuck was
And
that?
what's crazy is
Yeah.
that, like, obviously now with hindsight being 2020, we can clown on that. But in the moment, at least I'm speaking for myself,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the coolest looking guy.
Yeah, I don't know,
Truly.
dude. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. But I think whatever you like, what
But
you're
that's the
doing at the
journey.
time, what you're doing at the time feels good.
Let me just say,
I think-
some of us didn't think that about you.
Oh man. Well, whatever, dude. What can you do? You can't win them all.
Well, now I think you're cool.
No, but that's why I feel like so much of that now is like why I basically wear the same thing every day.
Right. Uniform, kinda.
It's just easy.
Wait, what do you
right?
think about like prep revival, like hashtag men's wear revival? Like, are you about to dust off the fucking double monks? Like, what do you think about the new?
Well, I
Jake
don't think
Crew?
double monks are preppy.
No.
No, they're Italian.
No,
Whatever.
they're Italian.
Okay.
But no, I'm not. I'm
Is
not.
it even real or is it like a psyop? Because like we're like you hear a lot about it as a narrative, and it's
There's
like
no fucking
not really
no
happening.
fucking
I'll
way.
tell you, like, I feel like
Ain't no way.
The trend forecaster that I trust is Cameron, who
Okay.
like,
So fisherman sandals, people.
Yeah, and Cameron is like not anywhere near that shit at all. Like Cameron is kind of interested in tailoring, but almost in like a 70s way.
Sleazy?
And like, yeah, but like with like flared pants. And
Where
like,
is Cameron now? Where in the world is Cameron? in San
Cameron's
Diego?
like the world's most interesting man.
Is he in
He's-
Italy, Germany?
if
Where the
you
fuck
see-
is
he was
Cameron.
living in Scandinavia for a minute.
Mhm.
He's back now. I think he's trying to I think he's circling some new job, a couple
All right.
new jobs.
Yeah.
But
I saw him last night. He's wearing a white tee.
yeah. But I mean, but Cameron's like not buying anything new, period. So that's the other
Mm.
thing is like Cameron's like, oh, I'm not wearing any branded and like anything new. I'm not buying
Sure.
a new t-shirt from anybody.
Mhm.
I'm not like, so Cameron's pretty much like head to toe in
Well,
vintage.
our guest last week, and you mentioned listening to OG Luke Mook's episode while you were on your 5-hour journey into the city. He was saying that your ex-employer Rugby is actually maybe about to enjoy a little vintage revival. Like, are you excited for that? Or are
I
you
can't
terrified.
I can't really look. I kind of cool. But
The kids got to learn from their own mistakes, you know?
I think he was being a little cheeky.
I think the way like rugby via Pyrex. Do you know what I mean? Like is that how he's talking about it? Like,
I think it's kind of like
when he says rugby, he means when like Dipset was wearing
right. Like I can't imagine rugby the way there was a guy that used to work at rugby named Alton. And look, we all kind of, but like Alton, I think about Alton as like the dude that was wearing like the candy stripe Oxford with the bow tie, with the rugby over it, with the tweed sport coat over that, shorts, and like all the like that. That's not
right.
Back. At least I would be shocked, right? Like that. But maybe. Yeah, in like in that Dipset way, that would be sick.
Tucker core.
Yeah, Tucker. Oh,
Carlson core, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Unclear.
Yeah, we still make rugby shirts. You know, and I like, but we make them because people always climbed in them.
Yeah.
So that was it's like for me, like that's the reference, right? You're not gonna, like
stone cutter. What were their fucking names? The stone cutters. No, the fucking Yvonne motherfuckers.
Oh,
the stone masters. Or
Ironworks specific. I don't know.
Masons.
No, it's
Masons?
Yvonne Chonard when he went. Never mind.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Some Patagooch shit.
So we're never going to see 18 East bow ties, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, absolutely not. We're not. I mean, it's fun. I don't think we're going to be making a tie anytime soon. It's just not really what we're.
What are some? Okay, on
we
a
got
macro
a great
level.
suit coming this summer, though.
Really?
Some
We've
really
done
really
good
nice
tailoring before. I have that ripstop suit is fucking great, bro.
Yeah, the new one came in is really, really good.
You have my address.
Yeah, I got you. We got
What,
some seersucker ones. We got like a
I was wearing seersucker yesterday.
grayish blue and white, and then like an overdyed navy. They're going to be really, really nice.
What are some trends maybe that you wish that guys would kind of lean away from, or the zeitgeist would maybe fucking put an end to?
I'll tell you, I don't know if it's a clothing trend, but I'm like very ready to never see a dude wear a mustache ever again. That is the worst thing I've ever seen. Yo, it is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Wait, all mustaches?
Yeah, mustaches mustaches look good on 2% of the population. You need to have like an iron square jaw for it to look good. It is so counterintuitive to like looking good. All I did it's
how long have you been cooking this up, bro?
I was thinking about it on the way in because I figured you guys were gonna. This is like the hot Reebok question from the last time.
Okay,
right, but. Dude, I just am so bummed that this has like become a thing. It's
love
hard.
a mustache.
It's so hard to look at.
Well, it's certainly saturated.
It's so hard to look at.
It's certainly saturated. It's definitely mainstream now.
You shave your mustache when you're talking to me. I don't. This is a personal thing, but as a wiry bearded guy, I don't have a great stash. But if I could get a thick full one and maybe lost 20 pounds, I would do it. And you would never speak to me again. And I wouldn't give a fuck because my mustache looked great.
Yeah, I mean, you do you. Get it how you live. But
that's most trends, right? They only look good on 2%, and then the 98% is just kind of like hopping on whatever.
I guess. Look, I mean, I make fun of myself for this all the time, but like I have a beard very deliberately. It like hides my double chin. Oh, you know what I mean? Like jealous. That's like this is literally like topiary for men. Like, this allows me to like
jawline.
This allows me to create a jawline. There's a purpose for
a beard is like what contouring is to girls.
Yeah, 100%. But so like that makes, at least for me, like rationally makes sense.
Cover as much of your face.
Yeah,
possible.
right. Totally. It's like wearing sunglasses, right? It's like
dude,
it's like
you don't need to tell us.
It's like the same shit. So like, but a mustache just doesn't look good on most people. It's like it looks really bad.
Can't believe I've never heard this from you. This is so funny.
I'd say it needs to be said by somebody because it's out there.
The pendulum's for sure about to swing back the other way. I want to ask you this because to a lot of guys, ourselves included, you are one of the most stylish guys like in like the quote unquote industry. Who inspires you in terms of like dudes in the industry that aren't like the well-known gods and style inspo dudes that we all know and love? But like maybe somebody, like you mentioned Cameron Booth, right? Like he's somebody that you find incredibly stylish, but isn't like the most well-known or most followed guy on socials. And that's not even what he's fucking about or like needs. But like, who are some other names that you think deserve, like, if guys are trying to figure it out for themselves, who should they be looking at?
The inspo.
It's funny. I don't know if it's individual people. There's like, for me, I feel like I know what I like. And like at a certain point, I'm like, I've fallen into the groove. Yeah. I know where I'm at. The stuff that I look at and I think like, oh, this is interesting and sick. There's a group of, there's a lot going on in London right now. And
being motherfuckers.
You know that there's like this dude there's this who is getting insane tattoos, but like Prince Charles, have you ever seen that dude? Who's got that resale
Like
site
the
called Royal
King of
Rags?
King of England.
No. It's Charles spelled with a Z. He
He's
like
the cool Prince Charles.
but he's got a vintage site called Royal Rags.
Okay.
And
You know Royal Rags.
yeah. But so Prince, so he's the
It's his
dude that
shit?
does
Okay.
that. Like those guys like that. There's this kind of little ecosystem of those dudes. I feel like the way that they wear clothes is super interesting. And like from a fit perspective, I think is interesting. But for the most part, I don't know.
But there's not even guys that inspire you necessarily, but like maybe could serve as like fucking North Stars for guys that are a little lost.
Looking for that sweet spot, baby.
Who's serving up that sauce?
There's a dude in China whose Instagram handle is Hi Kirk.
Fire.
Okay.
That dude is, I think, the coolest looking dude on the
Okay, so
internet.
Kirk and Prince Charles.
Yeah. That dude's I think that dude's
Hi
the cool,
Kirk.
Hi Kirk. Hi_Kirk. He's the coolest looking dude on the internet.
All right.
I'm gonna look up both of these guys.
I think. He's the one that when we're designing a collection, I'll sit and I'll think to myself.
really?
I'll sit and I'll think to
What would
myself.
Hi Kirk do?
I haven't. No, it's like I haven't looked at this dude in a while, and there's always. You know what he wears a lot of is, have you seen that Japanese brand Daiwa Pier 39?
No.
What the fuck?
Yo,
That's crazy. Is that a recipe?
So
or a brand name?
Daiwa is like some fishing company, and they
Okay.
hired some amazing Japanese designer to do like Daiwa is so sick. Daiwa Pier 39 is so fucking sick. But it's all like huge and oversized, obviously.
You are one of 4 people I follow that follow him.
Yeah. Who? Hi Kirk?
Hi, Kirk.
Yeah. But so he wears a ton of that.
How many followers does he have?
42,000.
Yeah.
So he's a guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
Let's pump those numbers up. Throw
He's a guy, but he's not a guy. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many people.
What does
in
he
the US
do?
are
Do you know
looking
anything
at
about him?
No fucking idea.
Perfect.
Awesome.
No,
That's why he
fucking
rocks.
idea. But the color palette's always tight. Silhouettes are tight. I have this ridiculous thing. I don't like square shoulders at all.
Okay.
So if you ever see the way we style
This guy
garments,
hates hockey.
if we ever see the way we style garments on a flat,
Oh, it's
I always
super
like
curved.
curve
Yeah.
the shoulders.
Yeah, you like a
in.
drop shoulder.
I really like rounded shoulders, and his shoulders are naturally round.
This guy's like
So
dying
like
from
look
scoliosis.
like
and you're
looking
like,
at
I
this
love
dude,
it.
I'm like, fuck, dude, I just love how close
The way
look
his-
on this dude.
The way his
human
muscles are.
hanger.
Dude, it's just there's always photos of him like when we're working on something. As
The way this guy's muscles are atrophying are just fucking so sick.
Yeah, but so that's what's fun to look at.
All
for
right.
sure.
From the swag kings to the lack thereof. Let me ask you this about a city that is near and dear to your heart. Is Philadelphia more racist or more swagless?
Probably more racist, depending on where you're at. Depending on where in Philly you are.
Yeah.
Why
Depending
like
on
around where my family's from, probably more racist.
Yeah. Depending on where you buy your cheesesteak.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Which is the bad one we were debating on the pod. We're not debating. We couldn't remember.
Is
it Pat or Gino?
Of the two,
In terms of racism,
no,
not in
yeah,
terms of tastiness.
one of them is like is
I think
racist.
I think Gino's is worse on both fronts.
Okay.
So Gino's, I think, is more actively racist and substantially worse as a cheese.
What's
So
your
then
number one?
perfect,
What's your number
not
one
buying.
cheesesteak spot?
Oh.
Man, there's that. I like get flayed for this.
What's the black owned one that is low key supposedly like better than Pat's?
I'm not sure. I mean, Saeed.
It's another name.
Saeed put me on to Ishkabibble's, which is tight.
Heard that.
Ishkabibble's is good. Woodrow's is really good. I feel like, Delaney did he ate like 12 of them in a day.
Mm.
And I remember
heart
he was
attack.
like, Woodrow's is like surprisingly good. They put fucking truffle oil and cheese whiz.
Oh.
It's kind of.
Are you a whiz guy or like,
absolutely?
oh, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I like Pat's too, which I like. I feel like people think is crazy, but that's the one like growing up
Sure.
visiting Philly because my family's that's where 13th and Wolf comes from.
Yep.
It's like where my father grew up. So and we would go to Philadelphia for holidays and stuff all the time, and we would go to Pat's.
Yeah.
So
Right.
like that's the
So the
one.
nostalgia factor is also
Yeah,
there.
it's like
and
that.
it's
Yeah. So that's
still
good.
got
But-
whiz
but
in your
Ishkabibble's is pretty
you
banging.
still got whiz in your fucking veins that's been coagulating there since you were 8 years old.
Khalil, who works at the shop, who's from Philly, he would tell me that I can't even remember the one that he was saying. He's like, you have no idea what you're talking about. But I feel like so much of it comes down to how the meat's chopped up too. Like I like it when the meat's not chopped super fine.
Okay.
And like I think like he's more of like the finely chopped. Like Jim's is another one
Jim's,
where they
that's the one I
like
was
chop
thinking
it
of.
more
Yeah, yeah,
finely.
yeah.
I don't like the finely chopped.
Okay.
meat, so.
Jim's I've heard is people put that as like kind of a
Yeah, a lot of people
Is their
people
number
like
one?
that. Yeah.
All right. Let me ask you this: as a skatesman, what do you think all the headlines, the recent headlines and hoopla and talk around Supreme losing its mojo after it got bought up by your fucking homies at VF Corp.
State of the Union from a boardsman himself.
I've never owned a piece of Supreme. I said that last time.
But why is that for the new listeners?
I just wasn't like, when I should have bought it, I wasn't really aware of it up in Vermont. Like that it wasn't really a thing. And then
you weren't watching Kids.
And then I just wasn't. Yeah, but even then, like I just didn't think about it. Like they weren't really wearing Supreme in that. Like I'd have to go back and watch it, but like I can't really remember. Like maybe they were wearing like Zoo York, but he's but like they skated for Supreme, but like I was paying attention to Zoo and alphanumeric and like. Right, it was much more of that. It was much more like alphanumeric and drawers.
Skaters brands, not like, even though Supreme obviously was
Supreme
like a
was, it just like it just like not spending time in New York. It wasn't like really on my radar. We were looking at Philadelphia. Kalis wasn't really wearing Supreme, right? So like that, and so like that's what we were into. Look, if VF buys a company for that much money, they have to make a lot more product. Totally. So like. They're probably like, it's saying that I feel like it's all relative, right? Like you can make 50 of something and sell out. And then when you start making, 2,000 of something, you're not going to sell out.
But you're making more money.
And so, you are making more money. But so I'm sure they're still selling an insane amount of product. I know that dude, that dude, Dan?
No,
it's like,
who's Dan? The guy that
you got to give us more.
The guy that teaches
the reason I say that is because his Instagram,
James?
His Instagram handle is Dan. Like it's with 12 A's.
No, I know Dan with 12 N's.
So Dan is like.
Is he
from I don't know this dude, but he's like, from my understanding, is literally the guy behind everything everyone's interested in. Okay. So Dan,
the source.
So Dan is consulting for Supreme.
Say his name correctly. It's Dan.
Yeah, Dan is consulting for Supreme. I think he's helping out with Stussy. He works for Story MFG. He started this other new brand called Cease. He's designing gentle fullness with Story MFG.
Okay.
And
he's the kid who's in all the lookbooks too, right?
Yeah, with the long hair.
Yeah, I know exactly.
And
like the braids.
And he's like that vintage store local, whatever. 194. He's a partner in that too.
He's a British dude, right?
Yeah.
Damn, Dan is everywhere.
Dan's working for Supreme.
This is what's known as the throwing fits conundrum, where it's like, yes, we made more shirts and we made more money, but we're still waiting for these 10 XLs to sell out.
Yeah, right. So look, I mean, who cares, dude?
All right.
I just.
What about for Supreme, kind of like more macro? What about like the fraught relationship between high fashion and skating has always kind of has its like peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
Has high fashion for now taken its vampire squid fangs out of skating after slaking its thirst and moving on to its next victim? Or is high fashion fucking poser bullshit like big money still sucking skating dry and trying to squeeze more juice out of that lemon?
Man, you're approaching it so negatively.
Welcome to throwing fits.
Fucking Christ! I mean,
I'm trying to put my head in the head of a skater.
I think it just all depends on how it's done. Like, look at who Palace has been collaborating with.
True.
I think Palace is like the best brand in the world.
That is a motherfucking fact.
That is like, they're fucking, everything they do is so good. I mean, I feel like I'm too old for it but I mean, those collabs, like the way that they speak to their customer is just
the best copy in the game.
Absolute best.
Did you buy the book with all the fucking?
No, but I should.
Bible, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure it's amazing. I mean, the captions are amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like those guys have worked with everybody. And like, that's so sick. It's so sick that they've been able to do that. I think where it rubs me the wrong way is like Dior, like sending, like Dior doing I can't remember. Like, like there's just brands that like will have like a dude mall grabbing with like a brand new skateboard.
I think Dior.
Yeah. It's like, that shit's so fucking whack. Like, and so that's terrible, but I think you can find lots of examples of it being good too. And the reality is like so much good shit comes from skateboarding. Like, and so like, it makes sense.
I think
like,
Virgil did it respectfully as a skater himself. And even I think some people debate, but like, I thought that was like, he did.
Do you not
and
think
then he
so?
sponsored Lucian. Like, that's crazy. Like,
wait, do you agree?
I do not agree at all. So
that's fine.
So
I love mustaches.
I do not agree at all. I'm trying to remember he did something there was some event and it was like a thing with supposed to be Stevie Williams, and it was this big blown up event in a photo, and it said like Stevie Williams, and it was a completely different skater. It wasn't LeVar McBride, but it was somebody else. It's like, dog doesn't even know what Stevie Williams looks like.
That's not Virgil though. That must be somebody else.
I think Stevie and Virgil are actually tight and boys.
No, I know. Well, yeah, but
so it's not him doing that.
I mean, depending on who you ask, that was like one of those things where like people kind of were bummed. Like Stevie looked like a clown afterwards because like he like just let that fly. Like that was that was one of those things where it was like, yo, this dude doesn't even know what you look like, and you're still gonna like ride him for some shoes.
So the skate community,
was like that. It was an
L for a legend.
For Stevie, it felt kind of corny.
How has the skate world reacted, if at all, to skateboard P taking the helmet LV? I know he's not a fucking skater, but like he definitely has, borrowed and dabbled in that world. Have you had any ripples of conversation?
Not a single conversation about that. But I felt like I don't think was anybody bummed about that. Maybe I don't know. A lot of
people were. I think it's pretty divisive. I
guess it makes sense. I can see both sides of why you would do something like that, right?
Yeah.
No, like you could see what like it makes sense to hire someone with a big name like that. That's good for like the churn and burn of the like necessary things that they need to sell. It would have also been nice for them to hire like a designer,
Grace
right?
Wales,
like
Martine Rose,
Antonio Ciongoli.
Yeah, dude.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I couldn't make that kind of product if I tried.
Because you are a proud Italian American, not a proud French American.
It's not even that. It's just like I wouldn't know
where to begin.
I wouldn't know where to begin with capital F fashion like that.
Diamonds or Okay, as a proud Italian American, was the term and aesthetic of gabagoolcore offensive to you in any way? And did it suck extra hard since ground zero for gabagoolcore was homegrown in your own backyard like Nona's tomatoes?
Yo, gabagoolcore. Is that line? I mean, I'm assuming that's like just some Tony Soprano shit.
It's like the cable knit button polos, like the fucking small gold chains, slacks,
beater,
beater over the slacks and loafers.
Like my dad wore like LL Bean every day. You know what? Like that's and so it's funny. And he was also the chairman of an organization which was essentially the equivalent of the Italian NAACP. So it's called the National Italian American Foundation. No, so like he would be the guy, like when Sopranos was on the air, he would be like the guy on CNN that they'd like stick a mic to and to talk about like how horrible the Sopranos is and no one should watch it because this is disparaging Italian
Wait, I believe that wasn't there a few scenes in the Sopranos where like the Italian American Defense League or whatever was like like picketing and like
it's probably a shot at my dad. So
they argue about it at the dinner table in an episode.
Christopher Columbus. It was a great Italian.
My dad, that was your dad. Those types of Italian Americans also didn't really exist in Vermont. So so it's like that wasn't really.
I don't think they really existed until this.
And they certainly didn't exist in Philadelphia that way. Like, look, I mean, there are lots of Italians in South Philly, but that idea, that caricature idea of a monster-y guy didn't look.
So what do you think about the caricature becoming a fucking trend in your world, in your backyard? Don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
Not a proud Italian American.
Keep it moving, man.
Your dad might have been like the smartest Italian since Marcus Aurelius. This is a rare thing. Like, most of you guys, they love The Sopranos.
Yeah.
As do the rest of us. Do you like Goodfellas and Sopranos?
I love Goodfellas is a great movie. I've only watched like 5 episodes. Okay,
but your dad was like, "I love The Godfather." And
my dad did love The Godfather.
He's Goodfellas, and he's like, "This is."
Yeah, my dad hated Goodfellas and loved The Godfather.
Right. Damn, the only Italian to hate Scorsese.
You know what it was? He thought that like trying to like the quick edits between like killing people and making pasta was like. Felt pretty inflammatory. So yeah. I mean, I don't think there's nothing wrong with killing people. Don't put it right.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Your dad was the husband of the therapist. That's where the argument's happening. It's like,
gotcha. Right. It's yeah.
Yeah, dude. I tried to get into to get into the Sopranos during the pandemic, and it just felt like too heavy. Like that's the and like
your life.
Yeah, it just was like, man, it was great. I just couldn't
let's run back The Last Dance.
I wasn't up to it.
Right.
So what is the most Italian ass thing about you? Like, do you stomp your own grapes? Like, what are we
the most
doing
Italian ass thing about me? I don't know. My name's pretty fucking Italian.
Yeah.
You fucking make Sunday sauce.
Gesticulation.
Just the way- yeah, absolutely. I can't. I
Talks with his
can't
hands.
keep my hands down. And yeah, I'm food for sure. The food I love. The food I like.
You big cook?
Yeah, can you cook anything?
I can cook Italian food. My wife is a much better cook than me. But I do cook pasta and things like and
If you were, like,
things that
having
orbit that universe.
Cook pasta, so you throw noodles in some boiling water.
No, I try to there's usually a steady amount of guanciale around the house.
Ooh.
Starting a cold pan.
Cold pan?
That's
No.
the move. That
No,
renders out the
that's-
fat better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
When
I'll
you
take
see
that one.
me, you see guanciale.
Yeah.
What would you
No, but,
make
like-
us if we were coming over for dinner? If you and it was on you, not Jenna.
I would probably make you just like a easy tomato salad, like chopped Campari tomatoes, fresh basil,
Nice.
garlic, olive oil, a little bit of pepperoncino to start, and then
Would we have any gabagool?
Gabagool.
and then gricia. Have you ever had pasta
No,
with
what's
gricia?
gricia?
What the hell is that?
So
Sounds Greek.
Greek, yeah.
No, so there's there's a few famous Roman dishes. So Roman food is my favorite Italian food. Everybody knows carbonara, right?
Yeah.
Which is basically like bacon and eggs pasta, but it's done with guanciale.
Big gas.
Then the other one is amatriciana, which is like, it doesn't have eggs, has tomato sauce, and it's spicy. So it has like pepperoncino, still guanciale. Gricia is kind of in the middle of the two of them.
This sounds
there's
fire.
there's no eggs in it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a cacio e pepe, but with guanciale. And it's all about the emulsion of the
So it's like
rendering the
eggy
fat.
and spicy?
No, it's no egg.
Oh, no egg.
There's no egg. It's fucking dope.
So that's
That's the one.
A famous Italian who hates eggs, Guy Fieri.
Really?
That's
Yeah, he hates eggs.
That's interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't
Why?
eat a ton. I never really had eggs for breakfast when I lived there. Like that's not really a thing.
It's more like just in the as an ingredient, not as a main
Breakfast
food.
is just espresso.
Is he not like pasta?
No, he loves pasta. He just hates eggs.
Yeah.
It's like a bit on Diners, Drives, and Dives. People try to give him like eggs on stuff.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, what else? Okay, besides feeding us, like if we pulled up in the fucking zip car, pulled up to East Bumblefuck, Jersey, wherever you are, have to have somebody else fill up our gas tank. 'Cause we drove 5
crazy,
hours.
dude.
What are we doing?
Just
Like,
nice.
what's that? What are you doing on a Saturday? What are we all doing on our Saturday
what
night?
the fuck are we
I like
getting
going
up
to the beach.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, dude, I live 10 minutes from the beach.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's really nice. There's this sick little spot in
Skating?
there's that. Although none of those spots are sick, they all suck. But there's a place called Moby's, which you guys would really like.
Why is that?
So Moby's is on the water in the Highlands.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a little seafood shack with like an oyster bar and drinks, and you can get like frozen drinks, beers and stuff. And it's right across from Sandy Hook. That place is sick. Be a great place to hang out all day long.
Damn,
So
bangers.
yeah,
Okay.
that'd be a good one.
This summer
We thought we were
pulling up.
gonna get you in a bind where it's like, we're not doing shit, but
Yeah, I mean, for like,
We're
I
hitting
could take you to one of my kids' sports games. You guys could be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the hecklers,
Cheer
yelling
on
at
Gus.
the other kids.
beat up the
Yeah.
ref.
Yeah, exactly.
go.
Or you could come skate some
Just like that scene in
bullshit
Sopranos.
crusty spot with me if you want.
yeah,
It's like that scene in Sopranos where Sal takes his shirt off.
yeah, right. At the side,
It's an Italian-American
girls
thing.
soccer game.
All right, let's get into the next segment of the podcast.
Oh yeah,
Antonio, which is called
Dance. I can't believe we still do that. By the way,
I know.
You
it's awesome.
stopped for a while. What made you start again?
The Me Too moved on.
Yeah, yeah. Me Too includes pods.
Yeah.
Well, it's because Jonah Hill was like, "Why would you call it that? That's
Oh,
offensive to
yeah.
women." And we're like, "Fuck,
Fucking nerd.
fucking nerd."
What did we call it then?
That
Meats and
sex?
cheese?
It's
I
weird
don't
because
know.
it was Mean Cheeks, and then we changed it because of whatever, and then we went to this more fan. Well, I guess it's kind of like a joke.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sucking and fucking.
Yeah.
meats and cheeks.
Sex and dating.
What's date night looking like for Mr. and Mrs. Ciongoli?
We try to go out. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to get a babysitter.
Okay, you get the
it's like you
babysitter.
get a babysitter. You know, like
You got until midnight. What are we
the,
doing?
the amazing one is sending the kids to Jenna's sister's house and staying home and like ordering sushi and watching TV.
And just getting peace and
We're
quiet.
just fucking tired, man. Like that's
Yeah.
it's just a lot going on.
Are the kids still running you ragged at 10, 9, and 6, 10, 9, and 7?
Dude, just the sheer amount of activities. You know what I mean? There's
many.
2 sports games a night during the week. You know what I mean? Like there's
It's like watching playoffs.
It's just it's
Ball
just
is life
it's just
in
a
this
lot.
house,
and you
dude.
want to be there, and you want it like want to be
Also-
a good parent. You know, my dad was at fucking everything,
Yeah.
so you want to be there
Sure.
for that stuff.
He set a great blueprint.
well, you try. He did. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. All you can do is try.
Yeah.
This is why you should get your kids to skate because you don't need to like go there.
Dude,
like, you can take them to the park.
It would be
or whatever,
so
but,
much
like,
easier.
It's
funny that there's a spot in Staten Island called the ABC Ledges, which has like it's behind a school and there's a playground. And so like sometimes we're like, come on guys, we're going to the playground. Like drive them to Staten Island so they can play on the playground while I skate the ledges. Yeah.
Real quick, and I don't know if this came up on the last pod, but obviously skating is so important to you. Were there any claims ever levied against 18 East because people don't know you, but then see the skate marketing and thought you guys were posers?
I don't think so because that doesn't require a ton of digging.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it doesn't require a ton of digging to see that like I'm a huge fucking skate nerd. Like that's the, it just is.
It might not be the best, but you know a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely not the best.
But I've seen the tapes and you ripped, dude. I mean, now it's good.
Yeah. No, dude, I'll tell you, I think last year, in 2021, 2022, I was definitely like skating the best I've ever skated.
Ever?
Not flip tricks wise, but like ledge trick wise, for sure. I did
that's
for
all
sure.
you do.
But yeah, basically. Dude, I broke my fucking rib.
Oh, that's right.
Wrist.
Yeah.
Like, dude, so it's been tough, dude. It's tough. I'm like pushing 40 and like it's getting real.
What's the hardest trick you can land like right now, today?
Probably like a fakey crook. I can do pretty good.
Reach into the bag and pull out a fakey crook.
Yeah, like fakey crooks, kickflip back tail.
Ooh,
but but not all the time.
Flipping, baby.
Not all the time.
No Christ airs for your boy.
No Christ airs for your boy.
No flip outs. Flip in, flip out.
Dude, flip out is I haven't flipped out since high school.
Flip out,
different
man.
type of flipping out.
Yeah, no, I haven't flipped out.
All right, this is a question I think Lawrence is really interested in. Is like, as a guy that is in the trenches one day a week, if you had to just piece together the ultimate no pussy getting fit for the summer specifically, what is that guy wearing? Just like the biggest fucking loser there is that's getting no hose.
Head to toe fidget vibes. Actually, that guy's getting hella pussy.
Yeah. Whether she wants to or not.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Banger.
Man. I'm so far fucking removed from the game of like thinking about that. I've been married since I was 24. I have like no idea what
we're talking about, like just like played out. Like,
but
are you even on IG
obvious.
like peeping like not bad?
Yo, dude,
like,
my IG is literally like skate clips. Yeah. It's like that. That's like basically what it is. It's
all right. So let me ask you this.
I'm really trying not to pay attention.
Let me ask you this, because skaters are notoriously the biggest fucking coos hounds out there, right? Like they get the most ass.
Yeah.
And that is awesome.
For them.
For them. Even without a bed frame, they're getting hella hose.
Yeah.
But, and maybe you know this because of like your staff or like the young kids that come through and like kick it at the store. Have Bushwick, he, them, indie sleaze, blue hair motherfuckers supplanted skaters as the biggest pussy hounds in New York City?
I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. I mean,
you don't have like Nam and Khalil coming through like, yo, the fucking sock from Bushwick just stole my bitch last night.
No, but no, definitely not. No one's stealing Khalil's bitch. So
okay, Khalil.
So Khalil's doing very well for himself.
Yeah.
And Nam just hangs out at his house and smokes weed all the time.
Okay.
So,
well, not that. Okay, first of all, they are stand-ins for like the greater skate community. But
no, I got it. But I don't know, dude. I mean, I'll tell you, I feel like, from what it sounds like, the people that are getting that are getting the most ass should be the dudes getting the least. But I don't like it. I mean, I feel like
gay dudes.
I feel like that fit, like to me, like that look, that fit is like the worst possible.
What are you talking about? Like the Y2K dime square motherfuckers? Like
but also like
or like fashion mullet ass heads.
Yeah, I mean fashion mullet ass
chrome
heads.
hearts wearing bozos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like Parsons art school kids with the fucking, haven't showered in a week.
I mean, it's remarkable to me that's working.
Tramps are still alive every time I grind.
Yeah. See,
that's all that matters.
That's that reverse psychology that works.
But I feel like also the flip side of it is that like the dudes that I knew that were the best with women didn't matter. Like how they dressed didn't matter at all.
Right.
Like it was all just confidence and personality.
Yeah.
It was it. Like it literally did not matter what they were fucking
and a mustache.
wearing. Now these days,
like I mean,
apparently it's killing.
2%.
Yeah, 2%. Apparently it's killing.
Antonio, how much money do you make?
Not enough.
Yeah,
I know that's
you're in it for the love of the game.
Like standard.
All right, what do you like to spend your hard-earned money on besides what goes back into the business?
And your kids. Don't say your kids.
And don't say your kids.
Don't say your kids.
Probably food. That's like
going out.
Going out, right? And like buying good ingredients to cook and things like that. But I don't really spend my money on much like that. Fucking skateboards.
If you and Jenna dropped the kids off with her sister and you were in the city one night only, like where do you guys go to dinner? Or where would you want to go to dinner?
There's a spot. Have you ever been to El Posto Canto?
No.
That's like it's an old spot. It's on
like a red sauce
second
joint?
between A and B. No. I think it's on second between A and B. So the owners, Julio and Bia is Roman, and her husband Julio is this big Dominican dude. He's fucking awesome. They used to own a restaurant next door called Il Bagado, and El Posto Canto was the wine bar. That place is amazing. Like proper Roman. Incredible food.
So for the audience listening at home, good date night spot?
Oh, so yeah, fantastic. So that place is great. Ultra Paradiso is great. Straccia Prezzi al Limone, banging.
Damn.
What's your favorite slice in New York? Just real quick, off the dome.
I probably eat Upside the most just because it's closest to the store.
There.
I fuck with Upside.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, they got a new one right there.
Got a hanker.
I like the mushroom pizza a lot.
Okay.
Like I love mushrooms. So
yeah,
yeah, exactly. But the mushroom slice is good.
You ever get psychedelic when you're coming up with some design ideas?
Yeah, that's been Well, we were just up in Vermont for a week, and we brought all caps and our studies. Like we popping caps. And it was a lot of mushrooms were consumed over a week.
We're talking shiitake, kids.
Yeah,
we're talking porcini.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
we're talking drugs.
That shit's the best, dude.
Tell me,
drugs are the best.
Drugs. I don't really like smoking weed anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I think I feel like
lazy.
I want to eat like 6,000 calories, and it just makes me feel crazy and like totally out of control. Microdosing is amazing.
What are you doing? Like nibbling a chocolate? You doing the gummies?
Just have a cap. Yeah, just a cap, and you just feel like nice and mellow. Yeah, it's fantastic
for sure.
I like it better than drinking too.
Oh yeah,
well,
way better,
buddy. All right, Antonio, you are clearly doing fucking incredible with the brand in life with the last 5 years, the next 5 years. So happy that we could honestly finally make this happen, and that's on us for just like keep continuously pushing this off. But we put another fucking Blastic in the books. That being said, we would like to see you do even better. So we like to offer up some constructive criticism before we get you out of here into the paid content, paywall content. Take it or leave it. How suggest you take it. I'll go first. You mentioned that somebody, I forget his name, but he kind of skates for you, but not really. I'm not really sure if there is an 18E skate team. Let's fucking formalize it and sign us to the team, not as skaters, but as like vibes guys, like energy players. Let's rent a fucking van, King of the Road style, get Cases Modelo's, drop the kids off with the babysitter, with the wife, and let's go fucking tear it up across the country. Road trip, baby.
Dude, you guys should come up. We're going to launch those vans in Vermont on there's like the town of Burlington does a day every year called A-Dog Day. A-Dog was the skater. A-Dog was a DJ who was amazing, and a skater. He worked at the B-side, and it's one of the people that the shoe's dedicated to. So we're gonna take a bunch of skaters up for A-Dog Day. That's when we're gonna launch.
You're gonna fucking van it up like
we're gonna we'll drive up there. So you guys should come. It'd be fun.
That would be amazing, dude. Vans fly us out like thoughts, dude.
we're popping Modelo's with the fellas in the van.
Antonio, I know you got a ton of stuff on your plate, trying to raise 3 kids, trying to fucking run a small business. But like James said, we got 10 XLs and 1 double XL. And as a glass half empty guy,
9 XLs.
9 XL.
Oh, sorry, 10.
What size do you guys sell the best?
Dude, we're trying to figure this out. It's like
large.
Yeah, large goes first.
The
Larry size.
Silence is Violence tee was fascinating because it's by far the most of any single item we've ever sold. And it was super interesting to see like the breakdown of sizing.
Which is what?
We sell large, then extra large.
Crazy.
Then large, then extra large, then medium, then double XL, then small.
So I think with t-shirts, it's different than like a woven shirt. Because I think with t-shirts, I wear a large t-shirt, but then cut and sew, I wear a medium.
Yeah.
So I think that there's it gets weird.
And it's a lot of personal preference.
Yeah.
And all you can do is provide a size chart. Well, I guess you don't do that.
We absolutely do.
Oh, you do?
Come on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I say all this.
We don't do that. It just, it fits good.
Yeah. I say
Yo,
all
this is all fucking fake news. The fact that we like didn't give the information.
Dude,
the
I was so
information
hyped
was
to
always
do that.
there.
Let's just unload on this guy and see what he does. Because we love you. Anyway, so I say all that to say, as glass half empty Larry, it looks like we're gonna need you to ghost design TF. Cut and sew, bro.
I'm happy to help.
You can do it in your sleep.
I'm happy to help. It'd be fun.
We'll take your
both
scraps.
the splashes you picked are nice. They're nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
custom fabrics, bro.
Yeah.
We
We'll
don't
take your-
fool around.
They're weaving them right.
We are developing
So
fabrics.
you guys, wait. So you
with
guys
the
like
heads.
tatted out that swatch, the stripe, the white stripe. You like picked the stripe setting. Sick.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Custom dyed yarn,
Which,
the whole
look,
fucking shebang.
If you come on board, we'll take good care of you. When you hear your family.
If you're listening to this and this shit is still available, I will have killed myself. So R.I.P.
And
me
that's-
and R.I.P.
Dude, it
TF
sounds
because
like you
the
bought
Kenny
like
curse.
you bought a real amount of them and you've sold a ton of them.
All right, like I don't want to. Yes, there is. It will tell you off mic. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Unless we did already. I forget if we said.
You did already, and that you've like sold a lot of shirts.
Oh, we are making money, bro.
Yeah, you've sold a lot of shirts. It's sick.
I just wanted to, get your services hopefully for free. I don't know.
And Tony, where can the kids follow you? What you want to plug? Where do you follow the brand?
18 East Official is the Instagram, is the brand's Instagram. Mine is AKCIONGOLI. I always spell my last name instead of saying it.
Why?
Because if I say it, no one has any fucking idea.
How do you say it?
I mean, there's a bunch of different. Ciongoli is the real right way to say it.
Ciongoli?
Ciongoli is the real right way to say it, but
Ciongolini.
Ciongoli is fine.
Yeah.
So that's my wife says Ciongoli, my brother says Ciongoli. It's like yeah.
Shout out your bro, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for coming on to the only podcast that matters.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me, man. I
You're
appreciate
the
it.
best, dude.
Chef, take us out.